Hello, the YouTubing. What's happening? Good evening, everyone. It is cold out there. Cold out there. Everybody's late. You know what are times? Anyway, good to see everyone. Amy, hi, Amy. Arbot, Mr. Dixon, Mrs. Murray. Who do I say? Gavin. Good evening, good sirs. Dylan, Biden won. Fine, I'll take it. AJM. Good evening, good sir. Good sir. How are you? 144. How's it? How's everybody doing? This cold Thursday evening. Yes. Fun times. Oh wait, I just need to mute. Too many things. There we go. Right. Sorry, I'm just quickly getting some stuff ready. Joe sent me some things which I have to get ready to show. But unfortunately, somehow this stupid software does not work with MOVs. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Anyway, sorting that out as we speak, as we wait for Darth Sean to join because he's late, and Joe will join us momentarily. Sitting by the heater for the cold. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, if you listen closely to your heater, Dylan, just move your ear closer. You can hear the money ticking, like going ting, ting. It's like when Mario collects the coins. It's basically like that. You can hear that. Last one. There we go. And then I just got to copy it. There you go. Yeah, done. Sweet. Beat your meat for Mork. Good evening, Joe Jeff. It's a lovely name, Joe Jeff. Good friend of mine's name's Joe, and I've always wanted to I call everybody Jeff. I think Jeff is a great name for people. Beat your meat. Hashtag only meats. Listen, if you guys haven't joined yet, please do. Join our Discord. It's in the chat below. In the description below, we've got a cool Discord. There's a whole KIF vibe about... Got an entire channel specifically only for meat-orientated photographs. You can just go there and just froth over delicious things. Yeah, right. It's weird. I feel naked, like in the beginning. I'm feeling like I'm a bit naked. I'm a bit naked. Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting, but it's weird. Matthew. Is everything working? Okay, everything's working. It's working. Okay, cool. Everything's sorted. Okay, that one's almost done. There we go. Okay, this is done. Now just got to. What's 1, 2, 3? Oh, for the love of God, are we missing one? Damn it! Forgot to skip one. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, that one's fixed. It. Why is Joe being so friendly? I know, right? I wonder if Joe left such a beautiful comment like he did for me with all the other people, you know. I don't know. Darth Sean, how are you, sir?
What's up?
How's it? Oh, hi, welcome. We're doing a stream tonight.
Yeah, well, I got shit to do.
Sorry, I'm getting stuff ready. Oh, there we go. Okay, now everything's ready. MP4s, right? And then just put it in here. Sorted. Oh, right, there we go. Things are now working.
I think you would have had your best friend on you by now.
Oh, don't be mean now.
So that leave the room so that you and your base mate can hang out. Have a good time together.
I'm just trying to get everything working. I don't know why this thing is being so problematic.
I'm gonna talk to the chat while you do that shit.
Quickly talk to the chat. I just need to sort this out.
How's it, Matthew? Data, Sean? No, it is Darth.
Data, Sean.
Yes, Debbie. It's nice of me to join finally. Sorry for the late pop-in.
Delays.
How's it, Gavin? Joe Jeff. I'm just mentioning random people. It's not like you guys said hi. Arbot Darth is not on screen. Well, I am now.
Yeah, now he is.
Reap,
There
how's
he
it
is.
going, Reap? Who else
How's
is
Reap in the
there?
chat? How's it, Reap?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
sir. Welcome to the fiasco, to the fun times.
Lindy D's here.
Rory Thompson. Yes.
One of 40. 44. Is it one of 44?
1 of 44. It's Charlie Strawn's biggest nemesis. It's like they have beef, ages. It's deep beef, bro. I probably can't explain the beef that they have. All right, so why is this not showing up now? Let me see.
Reap very little at the moment. I'm just dealing with stress at the moment.
There we go.
Clients making stupid decisions, and
clients always make stupid decisions.
Yeah, well then they phone me.
If you're a client,
that's the thing. They phone me and going, "Can you resolve this?" I'm like, "No, because you made the choice to do this. What do you want me to do? I can't."
Magic, of course. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just use magic. You've got a lamp. That's what that's what customers think. It's like, oh, you got to just rub your magic lamp to have the genie come out and fix it.
It's like, am I gonna
grasshopper?
Like, guy, it's up to the seller.
I hope they're not watching this because they're gonna go, you know what? Like he's just
no, they know. I gave them some grief this afternoon. Going, I appreciate that you're phoning me and
just don't watch the show. This link. Don't watch this later. I'm gonna talk about
that. I'm going to solve this problem for you, but realistically speaking, no.
Right. So that's all. Everything is now working. Great. So many things. Let's just see. Did I get this right? In the right order? Okay, cool. Sweet. Everything is
you happy
solid
now?
as a. I am very happy. Everything is working. Got the Discord open. I've got my. Yeah, I've got everything. Everything's GIF. Right, there we go. Now we are live doing things. Yeah. What? Well, without further ado, my good friend, Joe. How's it, Joseph? Wait, let me fix this. How did I get the cool thing? There we go.
No,
there
the other
we
way.
go. There we go.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
How's it, Joseph?
Oh, shame. Why is Sean been,
I'm used to it.
He's just the voice. He's the voice in the background.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
How are you? I hear you're in the land of Mordor.
Yeah, it's quite a trip. I've been busy nonstop. I'm actually like when I come to Joburg, sometimes I don't really enjoy it. Not that I have anything against Joburg, but like I don't know. I'm not always coming here for fun. But this time I'm coming here and it feels fun. Even though it's like a lot of it's work, it feels fun being on all those podcasts. And today I got an opportunity to be on the gun range.
Oh yes, I saw you were. You were John Wick.
Yeah, I'll be releasing. I was very poorly, but I was enjoying that. That was a lot of fun. That was like a lot of fun.
I can imagine, bro. It looked awesome.
Gosa was nice enough to organize that for me. So yeah, and then like State of the Nation, being on their podcast and having an awesome conversation with Mike Sham, who is a very nice guy. Really got the chance to get to know him, so that's pretty cool. And then yesterday being on Gareth Cliff, like co-hosting the show with him, was a great honor and really enjoyed that.
I saw a little clip.
And
very cool.
Yeah, and then being a Pioneer podcast that's going to be releasing soon, chatting with Ernst Roots.
Oh, cool.
And
cool.
Tomorrow, Tomorrow I'm at AfriForum just to say hi, and I'm gonna be recording some more stuff. Don't want to give away too much because I don't know if I'm allowed to. But yeah, then that's pretty much it. The end of my marketing campaign, basically for the documentary. So it's been quite an honor.
That's cool.
And a very, very fun experience to talk about this documentary. And so many guys were interested to have me on their show and chat about it. So I'm deeply, deeply grateful for everyone that's given me a chance to be on the show and talk about it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. It's awesome to see you on all those. I'm just gonna put this out there. I asked you to come on before you're famous. Like we've always like open invitation. You just come on the show, but it's cool. It's like it's nice that you finally like we're the last person to get to see your face. That's really cool. It's cool. I remember the next time when I'm fucking famous.
That's not true.
I'm kidding. Other people are lost. You're not really. You're close to lost. Last. I think kind of at the end.
I think. Okay, I don't want to say too much because it's not a done deal yet. But there's a radio station in Cape Town that might want to chat with me. I think they might be the last. Or, depending on when that happens, I'm having another interview with on X on a space.
Nice.
And so they might be the last, but that's all next week. You see, Mark, you're not the last. And you shouldn't be giving me too much grief, man, because I'm giving you something that I haven't given anyone else.
Listen. No. But listen, we said we weren't going to talk about that on air. That was like a private thing we were going to do when we see each other. Listen, hey, and it doesn't count. We say no homo before anything happens. Guys, it's not like that. We're both married. Just saying.
to each other.
It's like right now, Joe used to be able to make jokes. Now he can't because now it's like next thing. Guy we had on, breaking news. Oh God, this is so much fun. But dude, like, listen, I just want to say props, bro. That, like, honestly, you knocked it out of the park. I said this last time when you couldn't show your face with that kid, but like, dude, absolutely, you just gotta promise us now you're gonna make more. You have to. Come on, you gotta like just. I think Joe's frozen for a second. It's that hotel internet.
Well, I mean,
there we go.
Sorry. I will say this. Internet in Joburg is cock. But anyway, the doing another one falls heavily on the public to support me, to go to the GoFundMe page, to go to that stolenground.co.za and donate and help me make another one. I can't do it alone. I can't do it without the support. It's just impossible because there are. I think I mentioned on your show last time. There are other stories to tell. Not every story is going to be about a raceway and a business. There's farmlands, there's municipal land, there's sacred land, forestry land, trusts that have been invaded and stuff like that. So there's a different story nearly, or at least in the land grabs that I want to look at. That can be told, and I think it's important to tell these different stories so that people can understand, like, okay, it's not just about a business that gets destroyed, it's about something else, and this is how it affects the community in this way. And while the PI Act will be the overarching theme, I'm definitely not going to go into a deep dive of the PI Act in the next one. That's been done. But there are other regulations that are also harmful. There are other aspects that I want to dig deeper into, and yeah, I can't do it without people's support. So there you go. Of course, but yeah, definitely want to.
I dropped the link to Joe's Stolen Ground that said today. Please go support the guy, help the dude out, donate, because I think that's the only way you do it. And it's like, this is the nice thing about, I think, the world we're slowly moving into of AI and stuff, where we're like, you're not spending your money on the movies anymore. So, spend it on people you can actually communicate with. You can talk to them, and they're going to talk back to you. You don't get that with Hollywood. You don't get that at the cinema. You get it here with those like Joe. No, dude, I really like it.
I
It's,
do.
it's amazing.
I was walking past the cinema the other day. Thanks, man. I was walking past the cinema house the other day, and I actually miss going to the cinema. Like, I really do. Like, I know, regardless of what content they're putting out, I miss going, buying popcorn, getting a cool drink, sitting in that cinema house and in front of that big screen TV and enjoying like a movie.
It's the experience that you get from the cinema. It's not just like what you're watching, but like a nice popcorn, a slushy,
popcorn.
Getting
a ticket, even the drive there. But like, listen, I agree with you. But like, I just think it's not where it was, man. Like, I remember, like now, like, think about this now. Like, at home, if I sit like just an inch closer, my screen at home feels bigger than the cinema screen, right? I've got surround sound. I can pause it. Like, when the wife tells me something, it's like,
okay, we get it. You've got a nice setup. Fuck.
Everybody's got a nice setup. That's the thing. Everyone has the nice setup. And it's like those extra services. Now I'm going, like, when I get there, I'm going like, oh, you know what? 80 Rand for a popcorn and a cool drink? What
That's
high? Yeah. And then you've got kids. I mean, like, I've heard like friends taking the kids. Like, I mean, like, 5 years, 10 years. And it's like, $400-500 later. It's like, we just went to go watch a movie quick. That's insane, man.
But that's even more if you watch IMAX. Because IMAX, the tickets are 200 Rand each. So you're looking at just 2, 4, 6, $800 just for the tickets. You haven't even bought popcorn, cool drink, nothing, which is also overly priced, hectically. So it's like 1,000 odd Rand to go out. I don't know. That's why we don't do it.
Speaking of cinema, have you considered maybe doing Stolen Ground at the Labia, having like a viewing vibe of it there, or because remember there's an entire community of people that just they're not even like might have seen it. Did you do a thing where you maybe get it shown at the lobby or something like that, or?
I have. So this is another exclusive for your channel. I have submitted the documentary to many film festivals. A lot of them are, unfortunately, I couldn't submit. Okay, so when I say a lot, it's like 12.
Geez, that's a
I wanted to do more, but a lot of them are very over. Like, you have to pay like 3,000-4,000 Rand to be part of it. Just to enter, and then they may not even accept your film. So there is one more that I want to apply the documentary to, and that is the film festival that happens at the Labia Theatre, which is the South African International Film Festival, the biggest one I think in South Africa. I'm just it's a little I wouldn't say it's pricey. It's got a bit of a price tag to it, and I'm just saving up to because I think that one's important, and I also want to happens because a lot of these film festivals, with exception to international film festivals, are very left-leaning, especially in South Africa.
Most of them are.
So I want to, but they seem to be in America and in other parts of the world. Film festivals, when they look at a documentary like mine, it's left-leaning, but at the same time, they're like, but this is a really good story. And at the moment, with the way the current, outlook or relationship between the U.S. and South Africa, it might actually be the right time to do this. What I'm worried about is the local ones, because I don't think the local ones want this issue to be spoken about. So it's going to be very interesting. If they decline my documentary, I'm going to be pissed off because, again, I spent money to put it to allow them to have it. But the other reason why I'm going to be pissed off is like, okay, but why? I want a reason as to why. Because everybody's been telling me that this is an excellent documentary. I deserve to get an award for it, all that stuff. This isn't me tooting my own horn. This is comments in the comment section and all that stuff. On X or YouTube. So I want to know. Okay, well, you better have a very good reason as to why you've declined it. We'll see what happens. But there was one festival in England that's accepted the documentary.
Nice.
But
nice.
So that's exciting. Don't know. I think in the next few weeks I'll know if I won something or whatever. So yeah, but I tend to not say anything until.
No, of course, until you've got confirmation that it's 100%.
Yeah.
Because
No,
but that's the thing is, I mean.
Sorry, with this one, I believe you're supposed to. I must read the email again. But they say that you're supposed to advertise that your documentary was accepted so that people can tune in virtually because they want to kind of create this community. So maybe next week I'll start marketing that and announcing that because I think it's also pretty cool for it to be viewed internationally.
No, of course, dude. It should be
cool. So yeah.
But I mean, I think locally, like the point you made is like a lot of these. I mean, a lot of the film festivals and these things. I do think they highly are. What I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm speaking straight of my arse. But I mean, I think this is a lot of NGOs getting money from the government. That like the Kaka NCAR, they get funding from the government. It's these kinds of things where they're probably getting government. They're going to go ooh. Something that directly tunes. I mean, this you go at them. Basically, you're like an attack dog going for the throat. It's like what you're putting out there is like, it just decimates their entire narrative of none of this stuff's happening. So and then maybe just based on that, you could get a bit of pushback. But the thing is, you've got a community, you've got people, and we should just get it out there. Like just every time Joe tweets about it or there's a thing about it, retweet that. All it takes for like one big content creator or something to see that and then go, wow, this is a great thing. I mean, what about the big O's? Everybody was talking about the land stuff, like the Ben Shapiro's and Charlie Kirk's, and I mean, like we should try and get it to them so that these guys can. No, of course. Like
the only way I think that they would get wind of it is if like there's someone that, so like a friend of a friend of a friend that passes on the message to them. Or people tag these people on X like crazy because that's the only way that they will see it because they'll get notifications like why am I being tagged here and then they'll go and they'll look and that's pretty much the only way that they're going to get eyes on that. But I would love for any of the big YouTubers in America to look at it.
Right,
that would be interesting to see how they react to it. But I also think that's why mainstream media hasn't said anything about it. Like I'm actually quite surprised because it's been it's going on 3 weeks now since the documentary's been released, and mainstream media like the News 24s and the Daily Mavericks and all that, they haven't touched it. They haven't spoken about it. They haven't mentioned it. Nothing. And I think it's because I don't think it has anything to do with like whether or not they can argue the things in the documentary. I think it's because they're scared that if they pay it attention, that it will just get more views, and they don't want to give it that. They don't want to give it that attention.
No, they don't.
Which is a shame because I was ready. I am ready. I'm waiting 24 to do a scathing article on me, and then the documentary. Like they'll probably try and discredit me as a journalist or whatever. Of
course they will.
God, I hope you get. I hope you get Dan Cordick to make a
make a video about you.
Yes, I love Dan.
Joe Emilio lies. Triple beanie hothead knows better because
beta male.
Fucking cuck.
Yeah. But so Matthew Dixon saying in the comments, Rob herself was attacked by News 24 today. Yeah, he was. But if you check the comment section of that article, it is hilarious because everyone is tuning News 24. So it backfired. And that's the thing with the News 24. I don't think anyone digests their dribble anymore. I think we've seen enough. I've seen with like when News 24 does anything, a lot of people are attacking them and stuff. And there's one or two lefties that will chime in, but majority of the people commenting do not like News 24 and basically telling them to just stop, like give up, just
like that, dude. Their comment section has been, I think, at least for the last year or 2, 3 years, it's just been like, I would say 80% just like, hey, News 24, shut the fuck up. That's what it's been. They just like, people are just going, listen, we're tired of you. We see through it. Every time there's some kind of race article, the entire comment section is just going like, just stop already. We're like, this bullshit doesn't fly. But they somehow just, let's just ignore it and carry on. And then when they're selling their newspaper for 99 cents, you're going to go, oh, I wonder why. You know what I mean? It's just like somehow you have to just, you know, be cognizant of like of the feedback that you're getting. It's insane.
Yeah, but they're mandated by the government, so they don't
Of course.
care. They're going to keep doing it. So yeah. But for everybody else, yeah, keep sharing it. I think it's hit 150,000 views.
Cool.
I wonder where it is now.
Okay.
I can check quickly.
But
Who's
it's in the
playing
description? Oh, fuck, it's me. Sorry, it's in the background. Sorry, I killed it.
Yeah, you might get copyright strike, dude.
Nah, it's mine. I'm allowed to.
Yeah, so 100 on the YouTube backend, which is the true stats, 155.5 thousand views.
Nice, dude.
And in the last 24 hours, there's been 2,700 views, which means people are watching it and sharing it. So
That's amazing.
The arc or the graph has plateaued, but it's still getting views every day. So that's great. As long as people are sharing it, watching it, talking about it, I'm very happy, and I hope it.
But this is what people can do is like, and you know, don't just go and tag, you know, like the big creators, the content creators out there, whenever, because like they have these seasons where they talk about, you know, every now and again South Africa pops back up into the radar, and then they talk about the land thing. You know what? Great situation right there to then tag Joe's video, and it comes from multiple people where they can then go, oh shit, okay, cool, this is happening. Here's actual evidence. An hour-long documentary where it goes into the actual laws of this thing. And that's where people are going to see. If you just, you know, randomly tagging them, it's not going to make a difference. But doing it that way, when they bring up a topic, when the next time somebody talks about, like, what's that journalist that was going to be the journalist that was running to be the American consulate with South Africa. He was in the running. What was the dude's name? He's on X-Men. I follow him. My brain dead now.
Oh, but that Joel Pollock.
Joe Pollock. For example, he brings that up. Great person. Next time he brings up something about land, anything like that, you know, tag Joe's video in there, tag Joe's post. That's how we're going to get this out there, because he writes for who does he write for? Joel Pollock also is a journalist. He writes for you're kidding me.
With a B.
Breitbart. Yeah, he writes for Breitbart.
Yeah, Breitbart. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, well, there was an interesting conversation I had on X. So someone was tagging Joel a few times, and I said, like, the only way we can make this work is if a lot of people tag Joel.
Yeah.
And to people's credit, a few did, but not enough. You need hundreds of people.
Yeah, you need
because again, he lives in America, so when we're tagging in the afternoon, he's either just waking up or sleeping. So it needs to be quite a few tags, maybe even late at night. By the time he's waking up,
right
he's
now,
actually active on social media. Then he'll be like, "Oh crap! Okay, what's all this about?"
I mean, listen,
it's just a constant thing to do.
No, it is. I mean, you know what bums me out the most, right? Is like, you know what could really help right now? I mean, Elon watches the show a lot, right? So Elon, if you're watching this right now, just this one time, don't you want to share Joe's video? Just like you, and just only like, you know, 80 million people that follow you or something. Just one time, come on, do a guy a favor. I know he watches the show. Sometimes he messages me in private, and I'm like, I won't tell anybody because, you know, he's got issues with Trump at the moment. He just wants, but like, Elon, come on, bro, be a guy, man. I'll try, dude. I told you, I'll try my best.
You're trying so hard to get News 3-4 right because they are
oh god.
Reep van Jan something.
Reep van Jan
yeah. Oh, I know. I recognize him from X. Joe, what is the most impactful part? I'm looking for a 2 to 5 minute piece that can go viral. I think there's a lot of impactful parts, in my opinion. a lot of what JP says is very impactful. We're actually going to show some unseen footage just now about that. So the most impactful part is the part where Chris gets emotional. But
Yeah.
I don't think you can convey that in a 2 to 5 minute section. And you don't want to look like you're trying to exploit that emotion.
No, of
but
course.
I can't stop someone from cutting it and doing it. But I mean, that's why I haven't clipped that section, because I'm the creator. I don't want to look like I'm trying to exploit emotion and stuff
No,
like
of course.
that. But a lot of what Chris says is quite impactful, especially the part where the land was earmarked for housing, and he made the case of like it's actually the land isn't good for housing with all the water level. Another impactful part is when JP's talking about politicians who incite land invasions, and when he says that the EFF treat it like a win for land invasions, and then he goes into how no, it's not, because you're condemning people to these awful living conditions. And then there's a footage of what the racetrack looks like today with all the shacks and the water level, how it's gone up.
Yeah, dude, that one hit home. The two things, I mean,
Yeah.
from my point of view, that like to me was just like the thing I didn't know what was the entire mafia, that like that part where you show the trucks with all the gear on, everything that's ready to go, and then that stuff was hectic. And then the main was the part where they explain the Pi Act. So the Pi Act, maybe if like Reb, if you can find a section in the documentary where who's the guy that you interview from
Mark Oppenheimer.
Not Mark Oppenheimer. Well, there's Mark Oppenheimer. Yeah, it's actually the one with Mark Oppenheimer. But it wasn't the same guy that explains it.
You're talking about the constitutional part, which is Martin van Staden.
Yes, yeah, sorry, there we go. Martin van Staden section to me was just absolutely, and if you cut that with 1 or 2 sections in the beginning where it shows it, like you're in from your trailer, and then that section, bro, it's like those are the two things that were just like, it's going, you're sorry, what? And because like people just don't think of, like they hear it and they go, nah, this isn't cool. They're just like, they just took the land. It was free land. Once you understand that the Pi Act and you can relate it to what happened at the castle, it's like, oh shit, okay, these laws are in place for a reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In my interview with the Mike Sham from State of the Nation, I this is a part that I wasn't able to elaborate in the documentary just because of time constraints. But at the end, when I make that connection with the Pi Act and the Expropriation Act, there's actually something more sinister happening, and maybe I can explore it in the upcoming documentaries. But we have to remember that there's legislation that exists now or has been pushed through that the deeds office must indicate what race owns that property. So whether you're black, Indian, white, colored, the government wants to know what race owns what land, property, whatever. So that's one legislation being pushed through. Another one that's being developed at the moment is legislation that allows the government to basically redistribute land according to demographic of South Africa. So in other words, if they look at the who, so again, they're getting information that tells them how many white or colored or whoever owns land. And then they have another legislation that says, well, if you feel it's imbalanced, you can just shift it around so that it looks like, so that it matches the demographic. So that way, in other words, the majority of black people own land. Now people, this is people like, yeah, but redress and transformation, blah, blah, blah. But if the ANC had focused on making South Africa a prosperous place where you uplifted the poor into a middle class society, then you'd have a lot of black people owning land right now. That's the reality. And you don't make it happen by a brush of a pen. But when you take a step back and you look at all these laws and legislations that are either going to be implemented or have been implemented, so you have the Pi Act that allows for squatters to remain there until you go through a lengthy court process and then have to and then hopefully you get to evict them. But remember, if they're part of the vulnerable group, which is women and children, they're probably going to stay there indefinitely because the court takes pity on them and says, well, where else are they going to go? So you have that reality. Then you have the reality of expropriation act. So you have, let me actually do it like this. So you have that. You have a legislation that allows random people to come onto your property, set up a very flimsy house, but it's a house. It's considered a house nonetheless, and you can. They will stay there until you spend a lot of money on trying to evict them, or you give up. Then you have a situation where, if you bought a piece of land, you have to say if you're white or black, which gives the government information about what your race is. And then at the same time, there's a legislation. Yeah.
Sorry, just on that, Joe, the fact that you give information to the government about what your race is that own land. In the documentary, you also say that, correct me if I'm wrong, you can actually, a private citizen, you can go pull that information from the government, because that's how the guys that, isn't that they can actually get that information.
You're talking about earmarked land.
Oh, sorry, earmarked land. Okay.
That's
okay.
Different. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, if you bought a house tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah.
In the contract and in the dealings and in when you do the deed officing and all that stuff, and you put your name in there and this for the deed or whatever, you have to now check what race you are. And that's easy for the government to go like, oh, okay, Mork is Afrikaans, he's white. Okay. Then there's another legislation that allows them to go look at who owns the land and say, oh, wow, okay, so in the Western Cape, there's more white people that own the land, but that's not representative of the country. And we have this legislation that says we can now change who owns land or whatever and redress it accordingly. And then you have another act that's been signed into law that allows them to do all this and not have to pay you. That is what is happening in South Africa.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's maybe an idea, because I remember looking, I can't remember who it was. I think it was maybe like one of them, like Martin van Straden or the Freedom Foundation, one of those, or somebody else, somewhere.
Free Market Foundation.
Free Market Foundation, sorry, or was Business Tech somewhere. I remember seeing an article from one of those where they actually bring up, because like the thing is with the farmland, that's commercial farmland, because they always go like, well, white people own the majority of the land. But it's like, no, they don't. They own the majority of commercial farmland. Do yourself a favor and go look into the residential owning. So like I went and had a look. So as far as like, this is maybe 10 years ago, the records are something, there's 15 million residential properties in South Africa. 1.6 million of those are owned by white people. Everything else is owned by black people. So it's like, we're not willing to cover that though, because residential properties are big. You can't compare a 6 million rand residential property versus a 50 million rand sheep farm in like the Northern Cape. That's like you've got some guy's got 1,000 acres, but it means it's worth nothing. On paper, it's worth maybe 50 million, but there's nothing. One sheep needs 5 to 7 hectares to eat. It's like there's nothing there. It's not worth it, only on paper. And that, I think, is another thing where like we should start bringing back those statistics. Okay, wait, look, we want to talk about land. Okay, who owns land in South Africa? Residential properties. The majority are owned by black people. Like, so why do we keep going commercial farmland? No one wants to farm.
No, that too. But like also the government owns most of that.
That's also true. Sorry, you broke up.
Doesn't the government just give away some of the land that it owns?
No, exactly. Why don't they?
Sorry. So what I was saying is that the government owns most of the land. So maybe they should be the ones to give away some of the land.
No, they should give it back.
Am I?
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're a little bit fuzzy, but it's totally cool. But I think there is a little bit of delay.
Okay.
That's cool. It's like there we go. You're drinking. Joe drinking on stream. Fucking straight vodka. Fucking Americans drinking is. Sure it is. Sure it is. And George Lucas' Star Wars is the best.
Oh my word! This is why I have to say Mork lies about me in my name, because how long has it been now? 40 minutes took you to lie about me? Okay.
No, I wasn't lying. I was just going like, I do remember we had a conversation somewhere, and then you did. I remember the first time we chatted, Joe did mention he kind of liked the first one. I was going, okay, and then I ruined it for you. But I mean, this is not a Star Wars chat. That's another time. You guys are going to tune in. I'm going to start a whole Patreon just for that, and then you guys can watch us talk about Star Wars. People in this chat aren't into Star Wars. Why are you talking about Star Wars again? Not that anybody said that yet, but they're going to. Wait, so what is that? So you've got us some behind the scenes. We've got footage that you've never seen before. Do you want to show that now, or is there anything else you want to address before you get some of that?
No, we can definitely show it now. I just want to, if you can give me an opportunity to just give some context to the footage.
Yeah, go for it.
The first one, I won't want you to stop, but maybe during the other footage, I
Just
might
tell me
ask you
when,
to
yeah.
stop just to.
Of course. All you have to do is just go like stop here, and then I'll just pause it. And then if you want to say something, 100, dude.
Okay, cool. So the first one is Gary. If for those of you who may not have watched the documentary, Gary is a commentator in the motorsport industry. He still commentates, and he does a live show every week on Facebook, just live streaming some races and stuff like that. Still very active in the motorsport industry, and is an encyclopedia for the history of motorsport in South Africa. He really knows his stuff. And I wanted to ask, because there was, in an article during my research, there was an article that said that the reason why the land was being earmarked for housing is because residents around the racetrack were complaining about the noise, which I thought was a very flimsy reason to have well, it's noisy, so let's take over, not take over, but the city just wanted to get rid of the racetrack. So I asked Gary about the noise. When people complain about the noise, what does he have to say? And you can play it. You can see his response.
Okay, wait. Let me just make us a little. There we go, like that, and then just chat. Just holler if it's not too loud. I'm just going to play it as it is.
In general, racetracks, new racetracks, when they do get built out of town, away from where there is housing, schooling, hospitals, etc. As the city and the towns evolve, so they move closer and closer to the racetrack. Then you get people that buy a house near to a racetrack, and then they complain about the noise. Sorry, we were there before you were. So in general, racetracks are built in more remote areas so that the sound is not an issue. But as things work in time, the city eventually, the municipal area eventually encroaches on those circuits. And a lot of the circuits in the modern era now around South Africa are in fact now in built-up areas, which was remote areas 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years ago. You've got the same thing at Killarney now. The top end of Milnerton was never there before. Now there's people that's buying houses there moaning about Killarney, the noise. So they've got noise restrictions, the number of decibels for a vehicle. They've built embankments to bounce the sound back, etc., etc. So even Killarney, which is now 78 years, I think it's about 78 years now that Killarney's been running, which was also in a remote area, is now surrounded by housing.
Honestly,
you can stop there.
I honestly love the music as well. Sorry.
So yeah, that was some information I thought people should take into consideration, because there was a lot of people, not a lot of people, there was a few people on Facebook that were commenting about the noise, and I saw one or two on YouTube, and I thought, like, as much as I wanted to include that little information, I didn't feel it was for the documentary as it is now. It wasn't that important to the story. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a very good point to make that y'all want to complain about the noise, but they were there first. And if you go on Google Earth and you look back at the history, you go back to, I think the furthest you can go back is 1994, I think. But even if you just go back to 2000 or early 90s, that it was empty. That whole area was empty. There was no buildings or anything like that. So it's true what they say. The raceway was there before all these houses and residential areas started encroaching. And I was actually I had a thought, like maybe there should be some kind of rule when a raceway is built that maybe the residents or the city is not allowed to build housing within a 5-10
That close.
kilometer
Yeah, yeah,
radius
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
I've,
Then everybody's
I have a
happy.
question. I've got a question though. I mean, isn't it maybe a good idea to poll the people that were there before, like while the racetrack was there, all the people living in and around? Are they more happy with the racetrack, which is maybe a bit loud from now and again, or are they more happy with an informal settlement that's come up there now? Which of the two are better?
Well, it's too late now. It's too late now to poll them. Yeah, the city has kind of just thrown their hands up in the air about it.
Yeah.
There's not much.
But what the thing is, Joe, this is the one thing I said. Like when I was watching, I was going like we are so inequipped. Our entire country, our city, municipality. I mean, there was rate something like 250 police officers per million people or something in South Africa, and that's insane. It's like they could do nothing. I mean, the footage in the documentary, it shows like there's one Casper and like 5 cops, and that's all they have to spare because there's shit going around everywhere. Like, what do you do? And now, even if they took the entire force, you can't force people out. You've got like the Black Human Rights Commission of South Africa will come and go like, how dare you? And then there will be lawsuit after lawsuit that they don't give a shit about because they're using tax money to go after. They'll take the city to court with the city's own money. And it's like, what? No, dude, it's bullshit.
Well, there's something very interesting about land invasions in South Africa, and you're going to see JP speak to this in a moment. But what we have to remember is that when most of these land grabs happened, it was during COVID. And during COVID, there were specific regulations that said that the courts weren't allowed to do evictions. And then the city had to try and get an interdict. And then that's when the South African Human Rights Commission got involved to stop the interdict. And then it was open season for the raceway. And you got to remember as well that during that time when the raceway was being invaded, there were 12 other hotspots of land invasions, Dunoon, Mfuleni, Kailicha, and the list goes on and on. So what was happening with the city and the cops is that they were going from one area to the next, to the next, to the next. By the time they were done in the one area, the previous area had already erected shacks again, and it was just this constant chasing their tails that was going on during that time. And one of the clips I have that again, I feel it's a very important clip for people to know about is JP actually read stats about exactly how many land invasions happened during that time, and it's actually very scary. But we'll get to that. Is there anything else you want to ask about this clip?
No, well, what was it? Well, I mean, at the same time, like the fact that you mentioned the cops and the municipality, like it's not like the municipality doesn't have overreach over the police. It's like they have to. And I don't think I don't know if JP mentioned that, but it's like they can't just go, hey, go do this thing now. And the cops are run by the government, the national government. The municipal government does not run the police. They, as far as I understand the formulation of that, or the procedural aspect, it would be land invasion happen. Someone phoned police, like the guy from the racetrack. He go, oh my God, we're getting invaded. The cops go, okay, well, we're spread quite thin right now. We can't do anything. He phones the municipality. The municipality picks up the phone and goes, hi, there's a thing happening there. They're going, okay, cool. So what? Like we've got other shit that we're doing. It's like there's like the JP Smith needs to then phone the chief, the minister of police, and go, hey guys, seriously, there's a thing here. Can you do something? And it's not in the ANC's best interests to do something. It's Cape Town. Let the place like run into the ground. It's like it just makes the rest of the country look better. Look, the DA can't manage the city. So you've got that sort of political aspect also happening that people aren't kind of like considering at the same time.
No, definitely there is a bit of that, and from what I understand of how land invasions are dealt with is the city metro, which is run by the DA or the city of Cape Town. They can't go in and remove structures without protection from SAPS.
I mean, like
they need the protection from SAPS.
Yeah,
they need the protection from SAPS because that's just how they operate for whatever reason. So when Chris was trying to call for help, he called the constable. The constable said, "No, we're stretched thinly. We can't offer you protection. You have to sue the city." Blah blah blah. And yeah, the cops took 3-4 hours to get there before they could do anything. And then all hell broke loose as well, because I'm actually in one of. So there's 3 clips that I'm going to show, or that we're going to show. The 3 remaining clips are parts from JP's interview. One, he's I can't remember what the first one. Okay, so let me say it this way. One of the clips, he's talking about how organized this land invasion was. Another clip, he's talking, or I think in the same clip, he's talking about how security guards, couldn't really do their jobs. Another clip, he's talking about the stats. It's purely about the stats, about land invasions and how the city is actually with land invasions and stuff like that. And I feel for people to know. And then I can't remember what the third one was, but it's also a very interesting, compelling part of the documentary, and speaks to what we were speaking about now. So yeah, I think maybe show the first one of JP.
Cool. Got it.
These records are public, remember? I mean, when we start doing any large project, whether it is a large cemetery or anything else, there is going to be a time during which we start clearing the land. That creates the environment for easy occupation. It removes the bush and other obstacles. Now, very commonly, people will set fire to the bush. Masiphumelele does that regularly. The bottom portion of Khayelitsha, we've seen constant fires made in the noon as well, where people clear a land by setting the vegetation on fire. And sometimes that backfires and the wind changes and we have large fires, where you can see the inception point of the fire is several meters out, and people were attempting to vegetation clear for land occupation. And so that massive Big Somerset West fire appears to have been an example of that, which destroyed farms and thousands of hectares of land. National minister was here looking at the economic crisis being created and the losses. And
yeah, so you can stop there. That one, obviously, about a little bit more information about how these individuals and how these people invade land, if there's vegetation and stuff like that, as JP mentioned. I felt that was also important for people to understand how orchestrated this is. That they don't always just jump the road and start putting up shacks. They try to level it first, and that's what they did with the raceway. They leveled it first and then started to build on top of it. So yeah, and I think some of the things that he mentioned there, like the Somerset West fire and all that, I think that should be eye-opening for people. I see there is a question from RJ saying, do you or have I heard of the land invasion in Bloemfontein? No, I haven't. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really not making this up. I've been inundated by DMs, emails of people asking me to investigate certain parts of the country, not just in the Western Cape, but and as much as I would love to, I really, 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 really would love to. I don't have the finances. I don't have the budget. I don't have the resources. So yeah, and if you ask me, well, then how did you do the raceway? I live close to the raceway, and everything kind of fell in place for the raceway. But for other things, like other areas that I'm not familiar with, I need to do research on that area. I need to find a safe way to get there. I need to make sure that it's not dangerous, and then I need to speak to people on the ground, and that takes time and effort and research. And I need to speak to people that own that land, where they are they still even in South Africa? So all that is research and time. So it's not quick and easy. It's not like I just grab a camera and then go and see what happens.
If only you know.
No,
dude, this is
This is well planned. I did do this over a few months.
Yeah.
So I appreciate. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate everybody who suggests land invasions for me to go look at, and maybe in time I will, because I have been jotting down all these areas. But there are two specific areas that I personally want to do. If I get nice budget, then maybe I'll do the other ones, because the other ones seem smaller, so that you could do it like in a 15-20 minute video.
Yeah.
But the other two invasions that I'm looking at are much bigger. There's a lot to unpack with those, and that's documentary worthy. And those are the ones that I'm going to focus on, and to maybe give some reassurance to the viewers and those of you that have emailed me. I will say this: the two areas that I am looking at, I would say that 50 to 60% of the emails that I've received and DMs are telling me to look at those areas. And I was going to look at those areas anyway. That was always the plan. So people are kind of like, it's nice to see that, like, people are sending me like, oh, you must look at this area, and I'm like I'm one step ahead of you. I know, but I just need time and finances. Whereas with the other stuff, it's, the one guy sent me an interesting video showing, I'm not sure where this was, in the Western Cape or if it was in some other part in South Africa, but he's driving on the road and he's recording with his dash cam, and you can see on the right all these shacks and land grab that's happening, but you can see that they're encroaching on the other side of the road, because they're slowly building on that side. So that was a very interesting footage, and I appreciate that. I love that, and maybe I'll get a chance to investigate that as well. But for now, focusing on those things, and please, that doesn't mean you must stop emailing me.
No, of course not.
Maybe I can, maybe I'll reply to some of these DMs and those emails, and I'll say, like, listen, can I maybe include this in a newsflash episode where I talk about, guys, these are all the people that have messaged me.
That would be a great
These
video,
are all the areas, and look, it's more land grabs, in different areas. So maybe I can do that.
But the thing is, we spoke about this last time, Joe, where it was like, because I mentioned to you, it's like I was going, like, I would have loved to see you interview some of the people there, but like just taking that into context, it's like that's money. I mean, it's like straight off the bat, you can't go there in alone by yourself. You can't even go in there with a crew. You go in there with a crew, a security crew, and then a security crew for the security crew. Because that's like, it's dangerous. So you go in there, like, somebody finds out, like, now that, and especially now that your one video, obviously the people who were involved, they've seen this. They must have seen this, right? Because it's making waves. Now that, probably in a week's time, when everybody's, oh, you've been on all these cool podcasts and stuff, and just on that, I mean, like, I haven't watched the Gareth Cliff thing. Was that fun? Obviously, you mentioned me about and stuff, Yeah, obviously you did. Yeah, of course you did.
I mentioned a lot. I can't remember.
Dick, what a fucking dick. Anyway, Cyril Ramaphosa's in the chat, apparently. Hey, Cyril.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, it's not Cyril. It's not Cyril Ramaphosa. My bad. And this is...
Shame.
How's it, CR? No, but dude, that's the thing. And what people understand is, like, these things cost money. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I've seen like the budgets on doing audio for like a documentary, like an hour documentary. It's like you're looking at close to like something like, and this is like people that want to include like nice music, the amount of effort that goes into the amount of money. Like some of the budgets I've seen for just doing documentary, the music on documentaries is in like the 200K mark. That's 200K for, usually music is 10% of your budget. 200K just for the music aspect, doing the mixing, the final mix, the audio, the sound, sound design. These things cost money. And dude, just Joe made that whole thing by himself, like by his little old lonesome. I'm not. You did have a couple of people helping, but that was like from editing
90% of it.
Exactly, and it's like that's a lot. It takes a lot of time, and it's like that's you putting everything the thing that you're doing, your day job on hold, like putting your
Yep.
video content on hold and then going and doing this and putting the effort in. And it's like, like I mean, I wish I could, but I can't. Like, I'm not paying Joe money to be on the show. It's like he's doing that all by himself. He's going out there to put the word out.
Wait, you're not?
The least thing that we can do is go out and just like
Lie to me again.
But the best thing that we can do is support it, is support local and like share his stuff long and far and wide, and like, and if you can donate to Joe, do it to support him so that he can make another documentary, because this is great stuff. I mean, honestly, I really can't wait for the next thing. I can't wait for another one. Or but I mean, you're not gonna stick to just like, you're gonna like, I mean, is there any specific topic apart from this that you'd love to like explore, like a documentary on something? Is there anything specific on the top of your head that you'd love to do something on?
Well, I've been approached by different organizations, I won't mention their names, to make documentaries for them, which I'm very excited about.
Nice.
And they're not to do with land grabs. They are to do with other topics in South Africa. So that would be very exciting to tackle and do. But I told them, I said, it's all good and well. I'm very happy to do it, but y'all have to fund the funding. I'm not gonna, these organizations. And so they're busy doing that, and I'll hear from them soon. And then, I want to do it nice and professional. So these documentaries will probably only come out next year. But it is interesting topics like the one, I can talk about the topics. The one topic wants to do a deep dive on expropriation, the Expropriation Act itself, which I think is going to be a very, 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 very interesting one. Because there's a lot there that I think people forget about, that people don't know. And we want to try and make it like what I did with the PI Act, making it digestible for the average South African. Yeah. We want to do the same with the Expropriation Act. So that's one aspect, and we will interview both sides. That was something made very clear. The organization I'm speaking to has connections with the ANC, and when I say connections, they just know people in the ANC. So we definitely want to have them involved. We definitely want to have many different people involved. About the Expropriation Act and expropriation in general, historians as well. So it's going to be a very big project, but I'm very excited for that one. Another one is I'm not going to mention the individual, but it is a documentary on a specific point in his life that I will be interviewing him about and other people in his life about. That was an interesting one, a little bit out of. It has to do with politics, but it's not. It's not like it's not like legislation at all. There's no legislational. Act and expropriation. Is
it me? It's not me, right? Because is there email I missed?
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
No, it's not me.
And then there was another organization that wanted to do. Something also completely different, a documentary on the issue of, again, I'm not sure what I can and cannot say, but let's just say that there's an issue in South Africa that not a lot of people know about, and only if you work in that industry do you know about it. And so this person has come to me and said, listen, in our industry, there's a huge problem nobody is talking about. And he explained to me the issue, and I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. And again, I told him, like, let me know when you're ready. So I think one of the things that worked well for me in this documentary is the way I told the story. And I think that's why these organizations are approaching me and wanting to do this. And I'm more than happy to do it. As long as it's funded, as long as I, and I have a bit of a team this time, then I'm more than happy to do it. Because it's as doing this all on my own really was. I sacrificed a lot. Put a lot of time and effort. Yeah.
The one thing I do want to point out is, like, I love the fact that in the documentary you don't point fingers, because it's not a thing. No, but the thing is, that's the thing I appreciate, where it's like, as opposed to the news, you go, here are the facts. we can see it leads to one place, but you're not going, they're the bad guy. Trust me, that's the bad guy. It's like you go, this is what happened. This is the thing. The city is involved. The police are involved. These things are involved. And there was a situation, and it's a whole mess of things. And then when you watch it, you walk away going, I walked away going, you know who's the biggest dickbag in this whole story? The South African Human Rights Commission. That's the one I went, and then whoever decided on the legislation. Again, and this goes to show you that, yeah, cool, they implemented a legislation, the PI Act, with good intent. What happens? It gets used for bad intentions. So I was like, oh, should we review that and change it? Great, but do you think they ever will? I don't know.
No, I was having this discussion with Mike Sham as well. Like, it's all good and well that the DA is trying to, make amendments to the PI Act and whatever, but Robert King has a point when he says that, the DA doing this on a national level, you're talking to communists who actually are supportive of land invasions.
No, 100%.
So, at a national level, it's probably not going to go through. But if you had focused on a more provincial level, then maybe things would have been different, because the DA has the majority, so the DA can make changes to the housing policies and stuff like that, and the PI Act and what have you. So, which is what the referendum party is trying to do, basically, is deal with it on a provincial level. But we'll see what happens, because even their fight with the referendums fight it's not going to be easy. It's also going to be a bit of a fight, because the DA likes to take ideas and then make it their own for, political clout and stuff like that. So they're not going to want the referendum party, who's supportive of Cape independence, to have all the credit for that. So I think there's going to be some deals brokered there and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What I am extremely proud of is the fact that I don't know what's wrong with me. I should be saying this with immense cockiness and arrogance, but I just.
But that's not who you are.
No, it's not who I am, and I should be saying it with with my chest. But I guess it's because I'm so humbled and so grateful. But what I've noticed is, since the release of the documentary, there's been a lot more articles talking about the PI Act.
Yeah,
it's definitely come into the
public discourse. Yeah,
public discourse.
Public discourse, political discourse.
Yeah,
and that's. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, that's. So, like, for example, 2 articles that referenced my documentary, they said, as seen in the documentary Stolen Ground. Actually, 3 articles that did that. An article that full on talks about the documentary. The mainstream media getting me on their platform to talk about the documentary.
Yeah.
I was on Newsroom Africa, for example. I might have another interview with the mainstream media next week. And all the podcasters, the famous ones, having me on to talk about it. That's putting the spotlight on the PI Act. And it's really cool. You're one of the famous ones, Mark. Don't
it's just like I'm talking about the other ones.
Every single person, even every single person that has shared that documentary, that has commented on it, that has encourage people to watch it, they're also part of that. They're also part of that movement, social discourse. That darn Kitty, her YouTube channel, who literally dissected my documentary frame by frame and made a whole diagram and all that stuff. You the documentary is an hour long. She made it a 6-hour fucking marathon.
No, exactly. I was like, this is my vibe. I love long form, bro. I'm a fucking long form.
Yeah, you like long form. Yeah, and she, I thanked her so much for it. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was great, because it also, when you dissected it like that, like what she did, she started with, at the beginning of the diagram, she put down questions, which I ask at the beginning, and then she goes on the journey. And then at the end, she looks back and she's like, okay, did Joe answer these questions? and I did, and I was like, okay, no, I'm happy now. I'm happy. That was the whole point. And I really, 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 really am thankful that she did that.
Yeah.
And by the way, you should have her on your show. By the way, she's really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to. She's in Dubai or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting conversation we had earlier today about that. But yeah, she's really cool. So yeah, the everybody who has been involved in sharing and telling this story more than what I've already done, I'm extremely grateful for. And the fact that mainstream media was writing articles about the PI Act, and talking about the PI Act, I really felt a sense of like, was that me? And I mean,
That was. Yes, it was you. I'll just tell you, it was you. That no one would have brought it up unless it was you. But this is the thing, and this is what I always keep telling you. I'm keep telling you. This is just like what Andrew Breitbart said, because we spoke. Politics is downstream from culture. Like, this is not political; it's more cultural, right? It's a show. This is the stuff that, like, you want to push certain agendas. Speak about climate change. They spoke about climate change, and I mean, I was actually thinking about it the other night, just as an example of how this works. I was watching, I think in the 90s, 1999, 1998, 1997, there was movie after movie after movie. Armageddon. Every single one of these movies had to do with climate change. Then after that, they brought a documentary to it. Then after that, that's when they bring it before now we're going to change legislation. And everybody now is like, oh, okay, cool, we believe it. We need to do the same thing. If you want to push an issue, you need to push it into like where people push it to the documentary level, insert it into type of shows where they go like, these are issues you need to think about. And this is why, like, this type of content, when you do it in this format, as opposed to some politician coming up, oh, the land expropriation, there's the thing. It's like, I'm going to watch this rather than it's an entire story, because people love stories. And this is why does so much more than someone just tweeting about it or something. It's an entire thing. You can share it. I mean, I've shared it to my entire family. Like, the first person I shared it with is my uncle, because it's like on a farm, and he's going like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's the thing. We just need to share it more.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, definitely. And thank you, Mark. People should share it time and time again, because like what I've noticed, even with my immediate contacts, there was quite a few people who didn't watch it right away. Because people are busy, they have kids, or they got plans or whatever. So it's like a reminder, like, hey, did you check this out yet? And it's like, no. Oh, okay, I'll check it out this weekend. And then they'll reply and say it was great. So I really would like to show JP the second one.
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to remember what this one was about. Oh, so this one is part of how orchestrated the land grabs were, and he also explains why security companies are no longer used, or he doesn't expect them to be used, and that he was trying to get the city to kind of source them, but he also understands why like a security guard may not be as effective as law enforcement. So it's a very interesting one.
I'll give you my thoughts afterwards. Here we go.
Whilst from the safety and security side, we are not involved in that. Historically, these sites were protected by private security. So the contractor or the Human Settlements Department would hire security resources to do that. We're now at a point where private security guards are, I think, increasingly accepted by the city to be ineffective. I have for many, many years tried to mobilize for the city to insource its security functions, to replace outsourced private security guards that we use with our own internal staff. If you walk around this building, you will see there's not private security guards, there's city law enforcement staff. And we've just we'll be taking a huge step forward in this, something I have pushed for many years, with about 250 of our staff replacing private security guards for the escort and facility protection, exactly because of this problem, where the private security is ineffectual in defending these land holdings. The security guards either collaborate or are intimidated or flee the site, or send us an email if we can please build a security kiosk for them with a latch on the inside so they can latch themselves in, because the assailants arrive with weapons and pangas. and they are just scared to act. And I understand that. I don't expect a lowly paid security guard who takes only a small portion of the money we pay that company home. I don't see how he or she feels they have enough skin in the game to die to defend those a piece of land or otherwise.
Okay, stop there. Yeah, you heard what he said. They lock themselves in that little kiosk because these people have weapons and stuff like that. It's yeah. What did you want to say before?
No, because when I was saying it, like, what are they supposed to do? Like, there's no, listen, this is great that he kind of filled in the sort of section I didn't understand. It's like, they were paying private security companies. Now, obviously, like he says, they take the majority of the money. They pay small amounts of salaries, entry level, for someone just to be there. In the beginning of your documentary, when you see the people invading the race course, like, the police weren't even willing to. They were just like, we're just going to stand here as a deterrent. There's nothing we can do. What do you think a security guard's going to do? Like, what are they going to do? Any private security, they're going to go, I'm not going to risk my life for this thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know a cop. What is the average cop salary? Like, what, 12K a month or something? He's not going to put his life on the line for just. Why would he do that? It's like it's like there is not enough of them. They're outnumbered, 50-1. Like, there's no way that there's no incentive for them to put their lives on the line for that. It's not.
Yeah, 100%. And I think some people in the comments were also asking, like, where's the security, or where's this, where's that? And people don't understand how violent these land invasions are. And I don't blame a security guard either for not putting their life on the line. It's not really their job anyway. They're supposed to prevent, and they could maybe prevent 1 or 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
But the moment you have, like, look at the raceway was 1,000 to 2,000 people. How do you expect a security company or even one security guard to do anything about that? Like, it's impossible. The city couldn't do anything about it, let alone the security company. So bitter Ender says, hey guys, hectic conversation here. So yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to one of 44. I just got an email. He has generously donated 100 Rand to the Back-A-Buddy Stone Ground
44.
So I just want to give a big shout out to one of 44 for doing that. Thank you very, 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 very much. Really means a lot to me. And we're getting there, guys. Let me check what the latest amount is, actually, that we've raised. Let me very quickly go here. And then the last...
docky? What I mean, like, what are you aiming for like the next documentary? There has to be a sort of a budget in mind. I mean, like, I would, off the top, I would go, listen, 250 as a start.
Well, I'm starting at 150. 150K.
Okay.
But I have been toying with the idea of increasing it.
You should, because
so 6,457 Rand has been raised through Back-A-Buddy, and then I believe there is a 1,200 in the bank account. So that's almost 10K, which is great, fucking fantastic.
Awesome, almost there, almost.
So it's so the other day I contacted a friend who works in the film industry. He's been in there for 15 years. And I asked him, I said, listen, I need like a budget, but I need a realistic budget. It's not Netflix level. Like, it's not on the, when I say Netflix level, I don't mean I'm going to have like a whole crew, like 50 people or whatever, but I still want to film it as a Netflix level where we can present it to them. But, skeleton crew. And he shot me some numbers, and that's when I realized, hey, maybe 150K isn't enough. So I've been toying with the idea, but I'm also nervous to increase the numbers because I worry that people might not trust it, if that makes sense. Like, oh, why are you increasing it? And then I've got to explain, and Yeah, and I also feel like maybe that shifts the goalpost quite a bit. But on the other hand, it is what it is. Like
It is
my
what it is.
DOP,
These things, these things
he's a
cost money,
DOP,
bro.
and yeah, from being in
Yeah.
your industry, like as you just explained with the commercials and the music for it. So yeah, it's something I'm still toying with. I'm thinking of even upping it to 300K, and seeing how that goes. And I mean, like, at the end of the day, if people donate once a month, until we hit the goal, that's also fine. We hit the goal when we hit the goal. If it takes 6 months, it takes
No,
6
if it
months. If it takes a year,
6 months,
a year.
takes a year. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, 100%, dude. I think
but
you should raise it. It's like you can do more then, understand? And then but I mean, like that's how I was thinking of, like a sort of a situation like Labia, where you can have a invite party where you invite people to the thing. You maybe like rent out an old school hall. We set up a projector, have people come in. For people who haven't seen it, because there's older people who aren't on the internet like we are, and then you can go like, cool, come in. You pay $250 a ticket. The majority of just going to donation. You make it a little bit more, but you go like, cool. You have just sit down and like a thing, but like the money, all of it goes to it's a fundraiser, but also it's a thing where people can view this and they can come go. And then the whole idea is to do it like a donation. Like if only we had a Bruce Wayne and he had some friends and they could donate, and it's like, like that's what I'm saying. Like, Elon, you're watching this, bro. This thing is over there. Bro, not even. It'll be 0.000000001% of what you make in a day would cover this entire documentary 5 times over.
Yeah, that's true. So Mark, sorry, Matt, what's his name? Yeah, Mark Myberg's asking, how do we donate? There's a Back a Buddy link which Gavin Comer just shared in the live chat, so you can go there, or you can go to the website stolenground.co.za, and there's ways you can donate there too. Back a Buddy is international, by the way. If there's any international viewers, you can donate through dollars. What's her name? That Darn Kitty gave a very generous $30 donation, which is great. So
nice.
That's like 2 million rand. But yeah, that was very kind of her. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm going to keep on asking people to donate. I'm going to keep on doing what I need to do. Maybe I should bump it up to 250, 300K just to be safe as well, because I don't also want to be in a situation where I'm running out of funds and then I'm unable to complete it. And when so this friend of mine, he's a director of photography and DOP, and we've been friends for a long time, and he's actually planning on immigrating soon, and I'm dying to work with him because he's really good at his job, and I hope that we can make it happen before he leaves. But he's been tremendously helpful in helping me to sort out a budget for the documentary. And as I told you before on your show, because you offered to do the sound for free. Of
course, honey.
But I'm definitely gonna have a budget to pay you. But
no, you're not
already
going to pay
had
me.
it in mind.
No, you're not going to pay me.
Shush. I already had it in mind that I'm going to work with you. So there's certain people already that I have in mind that I'm like, these are the people I want to work with, because one, they're trustworthy, and two, they're hardworking. They're going to deliver. So yeah.
I know with sorry, and I know with Netflix is like you have to do like, I think the new submission vibes for Netflix. I mean, just Netflix and Prime. And Prime is like probably not a bad one too, because I know they've got a nice South African selection. I mean, the Fok Police Guard documentary is on Prime. It's not on Netflix, but it's on Prime.
Okay.
There's not a bad one to approach.
Yeah,
I mean, I know like Amazon is opening in South Africa,
Yeah.
because I mean, like that's not I mean, they're literally, I think I just saw I think their offices are up and running. They're fucking here now. So I do know that they had their whole African cinema division was up, and like it was, I think they were like 3 months running, and something happened and they sort of cut it short, and they're going to regroup and come back to it. But dude, Amazon would be a like cool thing to go down the line with, to maybe get it on there.
Yeah. I'm keen for any. Yeah.
Sorry, my point was that even with this one, if you want to get on there, you'll have to, because the new submission vibes is you have to do 5.1 on your, you have to submit a 5.1 mix to them. So like, you can do that.
Which I definitely did not do. But I did it to YouTube. I did it to YouTube standards. So there's all that. So like even the way you film and the format of the filming and all that stuff has to be a certain way. So that's why the budget's also high, because you need specific cameras to achieve that. And sound and all that stuff. So, I mean, but again, like even 300K is not a lot of money. I mean, if you Google how much Netflix documentaries are, they range from $500,000 to $1 million to make. So I mean, 300K, not a bad thing. So maybe after our conversation, I'll increase the budget and we'll see what happens. I think let's show the final clip. This one, just to give you some, I'm going to ask Mark to stop in this one because there are some important moments here that need to be that need emphasis and need people to understand and or not understand, but just y'all need to listen and understand what's going on.
Okay, cool.
But also before we show it, JP asked me not to show his face at a specific moment. I'm not going to explain why. I'll leave that for mystery. But so there's a lot of B-roll in this clip. So it's important to listen very carefully to what he is saying. In time, I might re-edit this section. But for the purposes of this show and because it was, I only had time to edit like 30 minutes before we came on. I just did this very quickly. But yeah, so it's a bit long, but we are going to pause a bit because, like I said, there's some important information people need to know about.
Of course.
So the crisis really started early in 2020, and COVID became a very problematic factor in terms of the lockdown regulations.
Sorry, I just want to give context to what he's talking about. So he's about to give me stats on land invasions, and he's broken them up into segments. But he's about to give me stats about land invasions from January 2020, till 2024, maybe 2025. I think he mentions. But yeah, that's what he's about to talk about, and it's very important to know that. So that's what he's talking about now.
Okay, cool.
The incapacitation of the courts around those times, the lack of eviction applications, and many other problems that occurred. And so if you look at the statistics, you can see that we went from a situation of a fairly managed and controlled situation with some losses due to land invasion, but by and large managing the situation to a complete free-for-all. And that started early in 2020. So from 1 January till now, 76,000 structures have been demolished by the city. 7,100 makeshift structures, 14,000 land invasions, 65,000 plots, and 63,000 pegs. So all in all, 227 and 90,000 structures that would have stood had we not acted. If you can't visualize what that is, that's a city slightly larger than Bloemfontein of informal structure.
How?
So what he's saying is that's what the city has removed
in that time period.
Over
4 years.
270,000 270,000 structures, whether it be pegs, whether it be, so what they do is, and you'll see images of it coming up, what they do is they put pegs in the ground, like they kind of do it here actually in this image. You'll see those bricks where they kind of marking where they want the shark, and you'll see there's a peg actually right there. So they put pegs in the ground, then they mark it and stuff like that. So they pulled it out, or they pulled them out. They got rid of some of the shacks and all that stuff. So over 200,000 of those were removed. That's
insane.
From 2020 till now. But
4 years, bro.
But 5 years. But the even more insane fact about this is coming up. You can play.
Structures that would have been erected but for the actions of the city and occasionally SAPs and others to prevent these structures from being built or removing them immediately after they were built in terms of counter-spoliation. So 227,000 structures that we've removed from the beginning of January. But interestingly enough, the vast majority of that happened in those first 6, 7, 8 months of January. So out of the 76,000 structures, in the first 6 months, about 50,000 of those happened of 2021. Out of the 65,000.
So you
Jeez,
hear
that's
that.
insane.
So majority
Yeah.
of that happened in those very short months of COVID, from July to the first year, basically, of COVID. And that is a very, very, very interesting statistic, and tells you and shows you that these land grabs during that time was very orchestrated, no doubt.
Dude, that's insanely orchestrated. Because I mean, it's like, and also like, I mean, just thinking it from this angle, like, what does this cost the taxpayer to, like, because he basically says they've demolished it. Like, how much did 270,000 structures over a 5-year period? What did that cost to remove? Because I mean, at the same time, it's like they can't just remove it. They also have to then, if I could remember this correctly, you just mentioned now counter spoliation, where you've got to, like, you can only take them out if you can provide something else. So they've got to pay for the demolishment of the area. Then they've got to rehome this person, or like move them to another area and provide them food, water, structure for them to stay in. It's like, that's insanity.
Yep. Yeah. There's an interesting thing happening now in the chats about the link. I've checked the link; it works. So I'm not sure. Hold on. Just they're saying the Back of Buddy link is not working. I'll check that out now. So yeah, Mark, that's pretty much, that's the craziness of it. Let's listen to what else JP said.
Okay.
Plots we cleared. Around 10,000 happened in those first, around 57,000 of them happened in those first months. In terms of the pegs removed, similar stats. In terms of the land invasions, again, the vast majority of them happened from July till, from 1 January till about July, August in 2020. 14,000 in that time, 2,000 since. So you're seeing that after a certain point, we started getting a better handle on this, and the tempo of occupation dropped dramatically. But there was definitely a period during which we saw highly coordinated, extremely aggressive and violent land invasions with extreme prejudice towards our staff and attempting to injure and scare those staff off and incapacitate the vehicles they used. Where staff said everybody arrived, many people would arrive at the land invasion with homemade shields, full-size, body-size shields, behind which they could hide so that rubber bullets could not.
Sorry? You said pause.
Now, so what he's saying is that some of the individuals made homemade shields and stuff. And I found this image, and that's pretty much what you're looking at. What he's talking about now, that's what you're seeing, what you're looking at. Because the cops there have rubber bullets, and they've been given shields. These individuals these are all makeshift shields. They're parts of shacks or whatever, cardboard, and they're using them to protect themselves. Again, highly coordinated. You can
not affect them, so they could run up to and overrun the staff.
There we go. It's done. So yeah, another very important segment I felt that needed to be said and told. Again, just because of time constraints, I couldn't include it. I wanted to make the documentary close to an hour as possible, because I find that anything over an hour, people really second guess watching it. So yeah, maybe I won't be as strict with the next one. I don't know, but yeah, I think I definitely wanted to show some of this footage to people and show them like this is the extra stuff that didn't make the cut, but
Yeah.
important for people to know, and yeah, so that's pretty much all the clips.
Yeah, are they? Wait, Matthew asked, are they all legal or are they illegal? Like, but that's the thing. It's like a lot of the people are. I mean, this is what Jack Smith was also kind of. He's talking a lot of the people, and this is what you said. I think you mentioned this in the documentary. Is that a lot of the people aren't actually Cape Townian. There are a lot of people are from Joburg, from the Eastern Cape. People are trying to move to the city to find opportunity, to find work, to find this, and then you've got a vast majority of people are also from other countries. Right?
Well, with specifically to the race course, if we talk specifically about the race course, they're from out of with the Western Cape, not necessarily out of the country. Speaking to some of the people that I know, that one or two that do live in that area, they claim that the majority of with regards to illegal immigrants, invading land and other parts of South Africa, yeah, that could totally be true. And I'll find out when I start investigating other areas, because that is a topic I want to find out. Is it true or is it not true? Definitely with if you talk about the hijacked buildings in Joburg.
Oh yeah, dude.
True. It is really
yeah, that's insane as well.
That's no secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it all depends on the land grab itself and how it was facilitated and orchestrated. But I'm not saying that there are no illegal immigrants in these land grabs. There definitely are. But with regards to specifically the Tyberberg Raceway, it seems like it was mainly from outside of the Western Cape, but not necessarily outside of South Africa.
I'm sorry. So, like, just a question with regards to while chatting to JP Smith now, and I think you did touch on it with he does mention it in the documentary. Like, how does it work now with regards to infrastructure? Like with these, like with the race course that's an informal settlement now. Because I mean, like, all these people want electricity. They all want now service delivery from the municipality. And does the municipality just have to bend the knee and go, sure, we're going to come install thing? But we like he was saying in the thing, you can't now lay pipe or cable under a structure that already exists. That's what you do before the time. This is why every single other person, and I had issue with this when it happened in Cape Town, with people just building random places, and it was like, wait, I can't do that. I can't. If I owned a house, I can't just add on a little afducky. I need to have plans approved by, the entire process, hundreds of thousands of rands, and then you can just go, I can just put up a house here, going on. But that comes down to rules for thee, but not for me. It's like, how is that fair in a country? And people who live in houses are paying the majority of tax that funds all, like, what is it? Jack Smith mentioned something like 70% of all the funding that Cape Town's budget goes towards. No, Gordon Hill Lewis said 70% of all the funding goes towards informal settlements. Like, how is that fair?
It's not fair, but we have a situation where the PI Act literally ties the one hand of the DA, and they're forced to go through these ridiculous conditions of when a land invasion happens. Even if it's on municipal land, they have to go through court, and it's a lengthy process, and that costs the taxpayer money, especially if it's municipal land or whatever. So there's that aspect. Now the problem is, let's say they take over like the raceway. The issue here is that I think it's in not necessarily in the Constitution, but there's some kind of responsibility of the government, whether it be local government, provincial government, or national government, to not allow for people to live in a situation where diseases can spread, and to live in filth and stuff like that. They are obliged to fix that situation. So what you essentially have is an act that allows for squatter camps, and at the same time, a responsibility from the city to make sure that, even though, yes, now there's a squatter camp and the government kind of forced that, You still have to fix that situation in the sense of like, we can't allow them to live in dirt.
Yeah.
And it's
Put
a
in
vicious
toilets,
circle.
plumbing.
It's
Yeah.
a very broken system. And yes, the city is forced to raise rates from Capetonians to basically fit that bill, and it's very unfair. But again, as much as people want to try and twist that and say that the city is instigating land grabs, I don't think at all
No.
they're instigating land grabs, or they're facilitating it, or they're making it incentivizing it, I think is the more correct word. I would argue that the city does have an obligation to make sure that there is no filth, that there is no diseases spreading, because that's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to have diseases spreading, and it's going to affect the community at large as well. So there is a responsibility on the city to try and deal with that. It is unfair. I'm not saying it's fair.
Yeah.
It's very unfair. But what makes it unfair is the PI Act. The PI Act is the problem in South Africa. That is the bad person. That is the bad guy. That is where everybody's anger should be directed at. Not the city. This the city falls short on a lot of things. I'm not saying they're perfect. But in this case, the PI Act is the problem, and we need to fix the PI Act. If you don't fix the PI Act, you don't fix the rest of it.
100%. It's the legislation, but passed by national government and parliament, that have tied the hands of the municipality, and they can't do anything. It's like they just can't. Like you're like, now it's like you can't, like our country has a set of laws, and they have to adhere to those laws, but somehow other people don't have to, and I don't get that.
Well, I'll get to that in a moment, but I want to also bring up something that Loyolo said in the documentary, where he said that some municipalities don't pursue legal action because of the costs. So when a land invasion happens, the municipality kind of goes like, oh, okay, well, we'll just leave it, because you're either going to spend money trying to get them out, or you're going to spend money trying to fix the situation, like trying to lift the structures and offer alternative accommodation and putting in the infrastructure and stuff like that. So one way or another, you're going to spend money. So you can't. What I think what the municipalities at the end of the day don't want to do is having to spend twice. So
of course.
So they make the choice of like, okay, shit, it happened. We know we're going to have to spend money to give these guys an alternative accommodation, and put the infrastructure and stuff like that. But that's also not easy. That's because JP also said, like, not everybody wants to lift the structures and fix it. So it's a very, very, very multi-layered problem, and all beginning with the PI Act. Now, to get to your point of rules for thee and not for me, what you're speaking of is, and you're right, it is rules for thee, rules for thee, but not for me. But it's also, if you want to put an aftaki on your house, you've already paid for that property. You're paying for that property if you have a bond. That's a different. It's almost like the PI Act again encroaches on property rights in the sense of
No, I know what you mean.
No, you have to abide by these rules. If you want to get an aftaki, you got to get plans. You got to do all that stuff. Blah blah blah. But you're not the one invading someone's land. You're not the one that's setting up structure on someone else's property. So you wouldn't have to get permission for that, because the PI Act allows for that, because it hasn't defined a home.
But which is insane.
And so if you wanted to have the same rules for thee as for everybody, then essentially what would happen is, when someone invades or puts up a shack in your thing, they would have to ask you permission if they can add like an aftaki. So the logic's a little bit flawed. But
it's madness.
But it is madness. And I understand what you're trying to say. Is like, what you're essentially trying to say is, other people, it feels like other people have more property rights than you do, and when someone encroaches on your property and somehow has more rights than you do on your own property, that is extremely unfair, extremely flawed. Yeah,
100%, dude. And that's exactly what the PI does. It flips the entire concept of property. The fact that, like, listen, I'm that into property rights where I think if someone breaks into my house, I should be able to shoot them. I mean, like, I should be able to, like, if I accidentally killed them, it's like, listen, you risked your life to try and break into my house or something. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like I'm there where I'm going like, listen, just don't. If you don't want to die, don't break into my house. That's as simple as like. There's nothing fair. Like you can save your own life by not breaking into my house. I want that to be the rule. Like,
Yeah,
listen, if you break in, we should be able to.
Did you know that if someone breaks into your house, you have to announce that you're there, and you have to announce that you have a gun, and you have to announce that if they proceed any further, that they will get shot. You have to.
Bro, let me tell you. No, but let me tell you a story. My cousin, my cousin, right? He got his house got broken. Someone broke into his apartment. He was there. He woke up. He took his paintball gun and tuned the guy. Listen, get down. The guy phoned the police. Police rock up. Police take him to the police station. They have to charge him because he he pointed an armed rifle at somebody. And it's like, bro, it's a paintball gun. It wasn't even loaded. He goes, it doesn't matter. You pointed a gun, could lethal. I'm going like the guy broke into my house, and it's like it doesn't matter. It's like that's the insanity of this, like the world we're currently living in. It's like that is an upside down of like that's an inverse of ethics, of like morality. It's like that's not normal. That's like we're heading for idiocracy.
Yeah, and I did a bit of safety training, not now in this morning, but at another time in when I was at Cape Town with Action Society. And we were being trained about this is now handling real guns. And we were being told that the one guy said, like, when you are in a situation, even if someone's shooting at you, you need to be vocal. And he argued that the reason why you need to be vocal is because you never know who has a camera. You never know if there's a security camera around. You never know if there's witnesses around. So that they could collaborate your story, because if you protect yourself and you manage to kill that person, you're going to need witnesses to obviously, of course, if you were home alone, it's a different story. But if you're in a public area and there's witnesses, you want to be able to you want them to be able to collaborate your story, and you want them to be able to say, like, no, that man before he shot gave 3 warnings to the person who was attacking him.
Of course.
It's stuff like it's stuff like shouting, stop, I will shoot, stop. Being vocal like that. You put your gun down. I will shoot.
Warning, apparently warning.
This is the crazy part. No warning shot. You can't do a warning shot. You'll go to jail for that.
But can't you
No. If you do any, no, you're not allowed to do that. That's very bad advice. So when you are protecting yourself, you are allowed to shoot back, obviously, if someone shot at you, right?
Yeah.
But what he was trying to say, and it's because in the courts, this is when it gets very messy. If you shoot someone who's attacking you, and let's say you shot him in the shoulder, he falls back, gun falls back, and he's on the ground crying, the cops come, he can turn around and be like, oh, this guy just shot me, and he shot first and I shot afterwards, and blah blah blah. He can twist the story. So you need to be able to either have video evidence or audio evidence or witnesses that can say, like, no, that guy was shooting at him. He still told him to stop. He warned him, and he still continued to shoot. And then you'll win the case. But if you didn't say anything, if you didn't show any warnings, you just shot. It's a he or she said situation. And that's how messed up even the gun laws are. Maybe that's another
exactly
to do.
Is that's actually a good one.
Some of these gun laws are.
Because listen, I've heard of one situation. My uncle farm attacks, this type of stuff. He told me of a situation where somebody broke in. The guy was like, "I got a gun." I think the guy shot at him. He shot back, but he shot back as the guy turned around. So went to court. He got in trouble because he shot somebody that was running. I was like, "No, but this guy was escaping." I was like, "No. He was just running into the kitchen from a better angle." But because you shot him on this, it's like now it's like, but wait, hold on. He is in my house. So I've got a plan for that. So I was like, listen, if anybody breaks into my house, and listen, I don't have guns, right? So I've got knives and taser hose. What I would do if I accidentally, I would do the following. I would stab him, because knives guns for show, knives for a pro, right? So I would probably stab him a couple of times, but then what I would do, and I've already chatted to the missus about this, I'm gonna have to just punch her in the face just one time, right? It's only so that we both don't get into trouble. So it looks like she's been hit, and I'll just go like, no, he attacked her, she's bleeding. I'll like tear her dress or something like that. And then we go like, there's nothing. Listen, he came in. I won't even actually hit her. She'll bump her own head into the wall, so it looks like, oh look, he attacked me. And I'll like we'll set it up like that, and then what? Then there we go. See, that's how you get around these bullshit bullshit laws.
Messed up now, because if they find the stream, they're screwed.
Hypothetically, allegedly, I would do that. There we go. News 24 taught me allegedly.
Man.
Yeah, no, dude, it's crazy though.
Yeah, I remember the guy also saying like you can only shoot back if you feel threatened, if your life is in danger, then you can protect yourself. So the fact that subjective. This guy lowered his weapon, the fact that this guy lowered his weapon and was running away, whether it was to go to a different spot or running away to escape, your uncle, I think you said, is wasn't allowed to shoot at that moment, because the lethal aspect of it had gone away. And it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous with trespassing and all that stuff. We live in a country where protection rights are being manipulated,
eroded,
and eroded, and property rights are being eroded, and it's baffling to me that, well, it's not baffling because I didn't. The correct word I'm saying is surprising. It's surprising to me that this legislation has been in since 1998, the Spy Act, and virtually no South African knew about it. And I blame the media for that.
No, of course.
So yeah.
No, but it is like it's a lot of these things are turned. It's almost like the laws sort of support like the criminals, where it's like, listen, the people, the private citizens aren't white. The private citizens isn't. It's the entire population. These laws support all of them. Like, why would you have laws? Like, listen, this is like, I remember when I was young. I was young when I first heard about the stand your ground law that they have like in Texas. Right? If someone breaks into your house, you can shoot them, right? You don't have to back down. You go, listen, I'm shooting you. And you, like, I was going like, that's a bit wild. I'm going like, no, I think it's completely reasonable. I wouldn't even call it murder. It's like, listen, you attempted to take your own life by crossing my property
self-defense.
threshold. Exactly. Yeah. You came. I didn't even know what you. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have a knife. It doesn't matter. He could have. I don't know. It was dark. It was the middle of the daylight. I'm like, I told him not to. So he should listen to me. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to attack me physically with hands. I don't care. Go away. No, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah, maybe
I don't know how we fix it. That's a good one, because I mean, like, I know this, like, because the thing is, my uncle told me about a case of like like, you know, and that like a whole vibe with the guns. You've got to keep it in the safe. Like the gun thing would probably be I mean, there's a couple of like great dudes you can talk to. I mean, you know all of them. I mean, you introduced to me to most of the dudes on X that are like, you know, into the gun stuff. I mean, that would be a killer. And then you can do the thing where you go, we can see if you can set the same record as Keanu Reeves did for John Wick, where he does the gun training. I'll put the two next to each other, and like Joe's time, Keanu's time. Joe's almost there.
No. I was very slow, but I mean, I don't.
No, like
for being slow.
No, I loved your video. Like the first three shots, I was like, you hit it, ding, ding, ding. I was like, oh shit! I was like, I thought you would have missed it. I put the audio on. I was like, ding, ding, ding. I was like, ding, ding. I was like, what shit? The guy can actually shoot. I probably wouldn't be able to fucking shoot shit. It was very cool. I was like, well, it's my guy. It's Joe. He's shooting shit.
It's very cool. The secret with that is that the rifle I was using was it had a very nice dot, like a red dot.
Lekker.
That for aiming. So that was very, very nice. But if it was a handgun with no sight, I would have missed. I do need to go, unfortunately.
Totally.
But
Thank
I
you
do
so
wanna say
much,
thanks.
Joseph.
Thanks again, Mark, for everything.
Hey, you're amazing. You're such
And
a super cool guy.
thank you. And I hope y'all enjoyed the extra footage.
We did. It was very cool,
that
bro.
was shown. Yeah, I'll probably be releasing them on social media soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for all the support with the documentary. Hopefully we can make another one. And yeah, thanks
Do
for everybody that
it.
donated. I mean, some donations came in now, so thank you.
Fuck
you very much.
yeah. Awesome. No, dude, it's amazing. Like I really like, and then everybody knows where to follow you. I put your deets in the thing below. And if you don't follow Joe, I don't know what's wrong with you. Y'all need Jesus if you don't follow Joe on the YouTube and on X. And I mean, I love your TikToks. Like seriously, just where do you
Really?
find the time? I'm like, just like I'm going, what the fuck? Shows like put like every. I'm like going like I've been editing a video since Thursday, and I'm just like. I was busy, and then I had to go the weekend away with the fam, and like Monday, Tuesday, and I was like, okay, I'm almost done. It's like, oh my god, it's Thursday, and I was like, I really wish I had a bit more time. I have to employ people, hire a company that can edit a bit for me.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Thank you very much, Joe.
But
Thank you so much, dude.
yeah. Yeah, so keep an eye on my socials for when all the
Will
other
do.
podcasts come out. Very interesting conversation today with State of the Nation. Obviously, we spoke about the documentary, but we spoke about other things, which I think
I
people
want
are
to go
going
watch
to
the.
enjoy.
Is that the Gareth Cliff one?
I'm starting to become a lot more brazen with my conversations. I think it's a good word to use.
Yeah. Don't take shit, buddy.
So yeah, look out for that. And yeah, Sean, always a pleasure.
You too. I've just been listening to you guys, which has been fun.
Just back up. Sean's back up, bro.
I'll just add the fillers, the backup.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit! He said that.
I told you that bitch is crazy. Yes, Matthew, reparations. But listen, guys, seriously, please give Joe some reparations to help him make another documentary. Dude, gun one. Oh, put that out there. I swear there's going to be people going, listen, I'm down. That would be rad. But you can go both ways. You can go, maybe guns are bad. Please. And then you could go interview the Gun-Free South Africa.
I would reach out to them.
God, I hate
Listen,
them. Fuck, they're idiots.
I have a rule when I make these documentaries, is that I must reach out to everybody who possibly could have an opinion on the subject, because I want to be able to say, for example, with Gun Free SA, let's say we do the documentary, I reach out to them a few times, maybe 3-4 times, and they never reply. I am going to say in the documentary that we tried to reach out for them, but they didn't want to comment, or they didn't respond. And then that makes them look even worse. So usually in the email, I do give them that feedback, like, listen, this documentary is happening. If you want to have your say, your perspective out there, it's best that you're part of it, because I will say that you are unresponsive, or that
100%
respond. Alternatively, they can send me an email in responding with what their official response is, and I'll put it up there.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I did
100%.
with the documentary with JP. JP was not very happy that Chris was blaming him. And I understand where Chris is coming from. I also understand where JP is coming from. But I'm not here to choose sides.
No, you're not choosing sides. You're giving the facts. Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling a story, but I gave JP a chance to respond, and it's put in the end of the documentary in the text.
You broke up there a little bit, Joe.
He's frozen.
Let it go. Let it go. It's like he's I think he's got metered internet, where he's got, I could put a coin in, and then there's a cute face there. Can I do? I'm going to try and do that.
Screenshot it.
Right? Oh, there we go. You're back.
No,
Sorry, you froze for a second, Joe.
Okay, sorry. Great shot for a thumbnail. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what part you heard, but yeah, I've got to go. Thanks again.
Gotcha. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I'll chat to you guys soon.
Thanks, homie. Really appreciate it. Guys, please go follow Joseph. Thanks, dude. I'll see you later.
Cheers.
Bye,
Cheers.
Joseph. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much, homie. Joe's internet's very slow. Hotel internet isn't the best. I usually, when I do that, to go to a hotel and I click on always do the speed test to double check the speed of it, and it's usually absolutely crap. Joe, listen, like that's the thing. Gavin's basically just said that. It's like you and Joe sharing internet
It was
connections.
a one-time thing. My God.
That was a one-time thing. But listen, the
Guys,
chat's
come up with some new material there.
Yeah, go get kidnapped. Have some new stuff happen to you. Where's Elsa?
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
try
where's Elsa, Gavin? What's up, Gavin? Where's Elsa? Why has Elsa never come say hello to us? Hello, Elsa, if you're listening. Stolen land. God, that's good. Oh God, I love the chat. I love the chat. No, you got deported. I wonder if fuck, I probably couldn't say that. I'm gonna get into trouble for it. I'm probably gonna get Joe into trouble for you spoke to this dude Mork, and then like he said these things about. I wonder. I don't think no. Joe's not scared of ICE because Joe's legal. Joe's a legal immigrant, and also ICE has no legislation now.
Are we sure of this?
Yeah, no. There was an ICE raid at the hotel. God. Joe, if you're watching, we're kidding. Well, he knows this is a comedy show, guys. This is a comedy show. We're not like a political show. We have fun here. We have fun stuff. We talk about fun things, and then we also talk about serious things, like we just had with Joe. He's a good friend of ours, and I must say, like honestly, I think his stuff he's doing is absolutely cool. I would love to. I mean, no. What would you do a documentary on, Darth Ron, if you could?
If I could do a documentary,
any documentary on anything, any topic.
I'll have to think about it. Just remind me for next time. I can't think of that. Like, I'm not going to be able to tell you now.
On the fly. All right, cool. No, we'll think about it for next time.
Well, remind me of the question next Monday or
do you
Saturday.
Think I'm going to remember that question.
Maybe the chat will remember. The worst part is I'll say remind me, and then on Saturday I'll be like, fuck, I didn't think about it. Remind me again for Monday, and it'll just be a continuous thing.
Oh, I can't do stream on Saturday. We can only do Monday because I've got a breakfast thing I've got to go do.
With who? What?
With my beautiful wife. We're gonna go try a new breakfast place where they've got croissants and it's delicious.
Just go early. Go for an early breakfast. Be back by 10.
I do the stream early at 10.
Yeah, go for a break. Go from 8 o'clock to like.
I'm not getting up. Do you think I'm going to wake up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday? You must be. Yes, Mark has a wife. What do you mean? Of course, Mark's got a wife.
Yeah, Matthew, I'm also shocked about that. I still can't wrap my head around it.
I'm gonna go have a croissant breakfast and have a nice coffee and chill, and then I will. Like I said in the beginning, I was like, I'm not gonna do the Saturday thing every Saturday. I'll do it every second Saturday. I'll schedule it for next Saturday. I promise. Also, I had a whole bunch of backed up stuff because Joe said he could maybe only do an hour and a half. So I had a whole bunch of articles and stuff. But we can chat about all these articles on Monday night. We can have a nice stream on Monday and talk about the chat. You know, like let's do guest on, guest off. You know, it's like Karate Kid. But I do. Oh, listen, we haven't talked about cinema. I'm seeing we've got a bit of time. Like, what are you watching? What is everybody watching at the moment?
So I heard some disturbing news, which I kind of knew what was going to happen, but I was hoping it would be fucking subtle. So apparently, it's the new Superman is going to be so like.
Dude, I've told you what I feel about Superman.
Focus on like current America and the immigration stuff, and because Clark
that's
Kent
never been done before.
Technically, immigrant. That's what they're
he's going to be
on.
Oh yeah, he's going to be an activist reporter, isn't he?
And apparently, like someone went to go watch it, and once again, the one guy's comment was so accurate. I can't remember who said it though. I was watching it today somewhere, and the guy was like, I just want to go to a movie and just
I know
escape from reality. Like the last thing I want to
No,
do is
exactly.
watch a movie and then be reminded of what's happening in America. I know what's happening in America. The reason I went to the movie is to fucking escape what's happening in America.
Yeah, but here's a question quickly. At one stage, I was watching that Supergirl on what's
Oh
the C,
yeah, dude. Very
what's the
well.
channel? What's the
CW.
on the CW? I watched I was going, okay, cool. Like I've got I'm all about watching a little bit of entertainment. Every now and again, I want to watch, just put something on while I'm playing like an intense long game or some stuff. I remember watching. I think I watched it during playing playing God of War, and I put Supergirl on, and somehow, I mean, I didn't even know what's going on. It's just basically wallpaper. It's visual wallpaper for me with audio because I'm
It's just
dyslexic.
audio.
I've got ADD.
Yeah.
I've got ADD, so I need this is why I can manage with
Dude,
playing a game and
the same as you. Yeah.
so I put it on, and it's like eventually it devolved into like the whole vibe of like, oh, like the people of Earth are upset and they're being really mean to the aliens. It's like,
Yeah.
you mean the fucking people who have superpowers coming from different planets?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
dude,
that?
Dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like all I wanted to do, I was looking forward to watching it. I didn't mind. I know like Hollywood at this moment is kind of they're very much leftist, so I didn't mind them dropping certain hints in it. Like I didn't expect it to just be like a good Superman movie, but I was keen to watch it. And then ever since like watching this guy, I was like, that's the last thing you want. I just want to watch a good Superman movie. Like I don't need to be reminded of political shit because it's
No, of course not.
You shove it down my throat on a daily fucking basis. I don't want to see
All the
that
time.
right now. Yeah,
no, exactly.
all the
But again,
time.
this is this argument that Andrew Wilson makes, where it's like he goes like, this is the indoctrination of feminists. Like this is what we talk about when we go like Andrew Breitbart said. What is it? Thingy is downstream. Politics is downstream from culture. They've injected this stuff for years and years and years and years and years in everything. Like I went back and I watched Friends, and I was going like, I'm watching Friends, and like here I noticed like certain little things are like, oh, like they're pushing this feminist ideology.
Yeah.
One episode about abortion where Phoebe can't do it, and you're going like, and like I remember, I think I watched Friends from beginning to end, and I think they mentioned Fox News like 4 times.
Yeah.
Where they go, Fox News, that's horrible. It's like going like, why? That's a political position you've put in the show now, because that's how influential certain ideas are.
Definitely.
And the thing is, and I was thinking about this the other day. I'm going like, why? And like, I sat down. I'm going, I literally know nothing. I've watched one trailer of Superman, the new one. I'm just not interested. And it's got not that much to do about the political thing that they're probably going to inject in every fucking single thing they do. The thing that I'm just not interested in is I'm going like, you can't do this, right? And this is, I'm going to blame Marvel for this. You can't do what you did with Marvel, where you had, and this is Marvel just copied somebody else. Marvel copied, like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones copied what was that? The Lost. Remember the series Lost?
Yeah.
I think of Lost as one of those first series where it's like it's a series of shows that people are like, oh my god, I have to watch this because it's like how the story develops. Then Marvel goes, and they're the first ones to do it. They go, listen, even a Game of Thrones is there, but still a series. Marvel, the first ones to go like, you know what? Let's do the following. Let's tie every single story together as one cohesive long piece. And it's like, they're like, what? That's amazing. So everything has a beginning and it develops. And then somewhere after Endgame, they just went, fuck it, we don't care anymore. Let's just churn out anything. Just here's the money churner. The thing is, how many you can't do. We had Superman with what's his name? The guy that fell off the horse. We had him. Then we had like, who did we have after him? Then we had a couple of series of it.
Yeah, series.
We remade the one with Henry Cavill, and that was great.
Yeah.
But like, and then within a space of like 5 years, you want to now remake it again?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not interested. I don't fucking care.
I don't mind the remakes. Like for me, it's like the same with Batman. They've redone Batman so many times, and I don't really have an opinion about it. Like I just like a new Batman story. It's fun. It's great. But like the comparison that this guy made was, he goes, "Have you seen the Flash movie with Ezra Miller, which was terrible?" He said some of the CGI of the new Superman reminded him on the Flash movie.
Oh my god!
That made like
but listen,
concern to me, and I'm like, "Ah, I just wanted a
just
good Superman. Could you not pull that
who,
off at all?"
who said this? Who's the guy that's directing it again?
James Gunn.
What did James Gunn make that was good? I don't know why everybody's like, oh my God, James Gunn. Like I saw people like a while ago. I've got a friend now, like
Yeah,
he's
like
like a cinema dude. He's like, oh my God, James Gunn. I was like, what did he make that was great?
yeah.
What was good? What was good apart from the first of like Guardians of the Galaxy? But he had the story they had to give him, and then I go rewatch that, and you're going like, it's actually it's a little bit boring. It's like thing
But it
happened.
was
It's
the
like he just got
first. It was the first one, and that
yeah,
was it.
that
Like
was it.
I would say it was not amazing. It was a nice watch. That was it.
How's that
It's
different from the like? I mean, I watched that compared to Suicide Squad. I was like, okay, wait, the same things happen in the same fucking order. Team, how they got there, get put together, and team ends up team wins battle, team
I mean,
saves
he
the world.
hasn't
It's like
done. I'm
okay,
going through the list
bored.
now. Like I don't see anything really that.
Right? James Gunn
Yeah,
sucks. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you. I agree with you. I'm just like I'm not looking
oh,
forward to this. I just
she
like
made a
I
good
just
point just now. Let me just find it quick.
who
Madeline. I was gonna say it when I got sidetracked. Hold on.
okay.
Yeah.
No.
Superman originated to give Americans
Yeah,
hope
got it.
during wartime and to show America's enemies that America is powerful. And that was back in the day, and she's right.
Yeah,
Superman's supposed to give you hope. Now, I go, that's great, but avoid the whole political shit that's happening. Just write a good Superman story, make me entertained, and
but
keep me there.
here's the
Like,
problem. Here's the problem, right? Because this is the two things. The two characters you're picking. For example, I'll use two quickly. I'll use three. I'll use three characters, and I'll like explain. Take Superman. Superman is middle America, right? Politically, every fucking like he's not a leftist. He's not. Yes, he goes to work in Metropolis, like in New York, and but he is middle America. His father. That's how he was raised. Yes, he's got powers. His entire philosophical thing about saving people, doing what
the
you can.
nuclear family aspect, having
That's
good
that's
morals,
like
good principles. Yeah.
yeah, it's like that's right wing as you can be, right? That's
but that's
conservative
the
from
thing.
beginning to end.
Yeah.
Superman is a conservative. Now,
Yeah.
take Captain America. Captain America is what? He's a patriot soldier,
Yeah.
middle
Yeah.
America, young dude. Like, he's a conservative, right? He's not a leftist. He's like, take Tony Stark. He comes off as a leftist, but he is a flaming capitalist, which is the complete polar opposite of like, free all this horseshit. He's like a capitalist. Even when he still has the suit, he's still a capitalist. In the movies, they try to push him to be like, oh, care about the world and a shield for the world horseshit. But it's like they're taking characters and they want to kind of change these characters into things that isn't part of their core. And it's like the thing is famous. Superman is a great story, not because James Gunn is making a movie of it, not because like they made a Superman movie for 30 years ago in 1980s. It was great before that. Honor the source material, respect the source material. Like what go do what Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings. You'll have the respect of the fans, of the people, and you'll respect the character. It's like, don't change things. If you want to change it, go make your own fucking character. Make your own new superhero. Ironheart. There we go. There's a new. She's doing well.
Flipping well.
I mean, this is the thing. It's like, but people don't want. They want to take the thing they have and they want to make the character like they want. They want to adapt the story. Well, like this is people going, yeah, Tolkien came from a different era. We're going to improve Tolkien. Bro, you cannot improve Tolkien. Shut the fuck up. Honestly. Sorry, I'm swearing. Where's PK?
Yeah, so like, I mean, I haven't. Other than that, I haven't really been watching. I've been watching old stuff rather, because all the new stuff for me doesn't.
I must say, Gavin asked. He said, "Did I watch Ballerina?" I did, but dude, I was like, I was bored. Honestly, I was going, okay, cool. I like the beginning. The first half an hour, I was like, okay, cool. The history, how she got into it, the thing, and again, but like. And then, Keanu shows up, and then I was just like, it was a bit boring. It's just started getting Party Muff Mork, and I got a bit bored. And then I was just like, I must say, I mean, I had the chat with you, and then I also watched, what's that, Old Guard 2.
Oh my god, I can't.
Oh god, I wish I could somehow shove this entire thing through my eyeball, but I can't because I was bored.
I had
Ballerina was better than
like
that.
a time traveling machine where I can go back.
Like a time machine.
Like a time machine, and as I'm about to hit play, just jump out and bitch slap the shit out of me and just go.
Yeah,
no.
it's like, hey, don't watch that.
Yeah, and like
No,
disappear again.
I was so bored. You know what I actually enjoyed much more than that is like I've actually got into and I know it's a bit like I watched it and I'm going like a certain elements. It's very very lefty ideas, but Sandman. I love a high fantasy thing. Right?
Yeah.
And I've watched the high Sandman. The thing that I enjoy about the series is the fact that it touches on it's not so much it's the pantheons that they bring into it, which is it's very cool. The fact that like you've Death and Lucifer and like Destiny and it's like it's like the
season 2 is coming out soon.
I'm season 2's out already. If you had Netflix, you'd know. I've finished. I finished season, but
I
they did the thing where they
thank you for opening up that door again.
Listen, that's what I was going to tell you earlier. Don't worry, chat's going to remember because they remember your data thing. Willow, hi Willow. How are you, Willow? Yeah, so I'm like, I'm actually enjoying it because I watched the first one and I was like, okay, it's. I mean, not. I mean, I'm not a 10 out of 10. I would probably give it like a 6 or something.
But just what I've started watching again is Fringe.
I think I downloaded Fringe and I watched the first 3 and then you know what kind of that's the one with the old man's like he's a bit nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt monotonous to this. I watched the first season and then season 2 and I'm going like, oh god.
The person that annoys me is the main chick. She just annoys the shit out of me. But other than that, like I love like little like the weird science aspect stuff like that. But
no, I love that. I find the characters kind of like the old man is like going okay, just okay, sure. It's just it gets a bit monotonous. It feels like it's the same thing, the same old trope type of thing. But like,
honestly, I mean, if you're comparing that show to the stuff that's coming out now,
oh no, fuck, of course. Like compare that to that's a 10. And Ironheart's a 1. Like I mean, because there's
and
no.
The other thing I've been watching.
What? What do you watch? No, Doctor. Well, like the old stuff or the new stuff?
Like the old school. Like let's go.
No, the old school stuff is fucking Doctor Who's the shit, bro. Like old school stuff is awesome.
I'm talking like 2000
Flex.
Like,
this comment from 144. If you have Netflix, flexing on the poors again. Oh god, that's funny. Fuck me. That was great. God, I love the comments. See, listen. If I lived in the Sandman movie, I would be like the one god that just loves funny comments or funny jokes. I would just survive on that. And then I don't know what. There's nothing really else it's piqued my interest. I mean, honestly, I just feel like maybe am I just getting too old and too opinionated about stuff to enjoy anything anymore? Because I really didn't enjoy the Old Guard. Has anybody else watched Old Guard with Charlie's fat on? And it felt like
Whistler's in
I enjoyed the first Whistler. How was the stream last night, good sir? Sorry, I couldn't make it. You're good lady. Your lady of your
partner,
lady?
your friend, your best friend,
your wife, your missus. And Reese. Your Reese was your Reese. Your Carl Reese told us, and then I couldn't. I was doing having.
Wait, hold on. RJ's asking about The Room. Are you talking like the movie The Room or like?
When did I say The Room?
No, not you, RJ. RJ mentioned, is anyone watching The Room?
What is The Room?
That's what I'm on. It's like is it the 2013 to 2003
Jesus, Whistler.
Ooh.
Your cow, Reese.
You
No, I
are-
said
dude.
Kyle. Kyle Reese. Not fucking cow Reese. Kyle. Like Kyle Reese from fucking Terminator. Kyle Reese.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, like I was like, nobody get that? Part 3 series, The Room. Why does that sound so familiar?
When was it out? Like, when did it come out? Like, what year? I can't find anything. The Room.
There's a movie, and then
No,
that's the movie, 2019
Is that a movie?
series.
I don't remember.
Wait, there's a series. Ooh, this I can a puzzle. Wait, no series.
Someone mentioned last week about Untamed, and I've seen the trailer for it, and I'd like to watch it.
Reese
Someone
mentioned Untamed.
Yeah,
Reese
yeah.
mentioned Untamed. Reese was
So I
Reese
watched
or
the
Whistler were
trailer
talking about
for it,
Untamed.
And
And
it seems really interesting. Yeah, Eric Garner plays in it. It looks quite good, like weird, and yeah, it looks quite good. I want to watch it.
This is such a dick. I hope she shoots you the fucking Nerf gun. I really hope she shoots you the Nerf gun.
Oh, she gets at you. Yeah, where's that Nerf gun?
Wait, he says The Room 2003. Yeah. I got it. I got it right in front of me. It's the right one. Is that the dude
2003
from-
with Tommy.
Oh my god, no, it's this fucking dude.
Yeah, it's that weird thing. He's dicking with us. He's obviously messing around with us.
No, it's taking the piss. I told Reese about Untamed. Yes, you mentioned Untamed, or Reese mentioned Untamed. But it looks
what
quite
did
cool.
it
We were
say?
chatting about it on Monday night. We were talking about
Yeah,
Untamed
yeah.
somewhere.
So I checked.
Oh, and
I
guess
checked
what?
the trailer for it. It looks good.
Speaking of Whistler, and speaking of games and stuff and things to do over the weekend, so if you're on PlayStation, Diablo is the game of the month this month. Darth Sean, you should download it. It's like PS4 and PS5. We can actually jam together and do shit. It's pretty fucking cool. And then
Okay.
Diablo 4 is out. It's the game of the month. It's like the three games you get each month.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is one of them.
Okay, all right.
We can actually jam a bit online. It's pretty cool. It looks quite kiff. And then apparently, so I saw it last night. I was just like, okay, well, and just like something popped up going, what's it? I've downloaded the game for PC, but I never actually played it. I think you played it. What's that game? Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is
It's what on PlayStation?
on PlayStation. But Cyberpunk is the game catalog. They added to the game catalog. I'm not going Cyberpunk, bro.
I'm downloading it tonight.
140 gig, bro. Like
I want to watch
160
my
gig or something.
PlayStation just burn out.
All you do is just put ice blocks on it. Trust
Let's
me.
get a new PlayStation.
Whistler told me this. Whistler owns Diablo. But I've been jamming Diablo for this last week. It's been quite fun. I'm quite enjoying it. I haven't played like it's just like, like specking your character out. It's just like just decimating motherfuckers. But I've gone with Wizard because it's kind of my thing. A sorcerer, sorry. So you got to pick something else. It's quite cool. It's like think of like World of Warcraft. That kind of third person. You look from the top and you click and
gigs. I'm gonna have to delete literally half the games I've got
just
on
delete.
it.
Delete Fallout. You're not fucking playing Fallout. Delete Fallout.
But I don't have Fallout on there. I'm gonna have to. I've been playing Destiny.
Destiny. Well, delete Destiny and play Diablo.
Yeah,
Destiny's a bit game. I
I've
don't
been
know.
playing like shooting games. Like that's what I've been playing.
That's but what else is your PlayStation's got like a terabyte of space? Delete something.
Yeah, I don't want to because I like to swap between them. Like I'll play something for a
I
while.
don't ignore you. How do I ignore you? What did you say? Did you say something? If you said something mean, I probably overlooked it.
I ignored your
Whistler
principle.
just owns every single game. Natasha
funny-
Kidu.
Oh yeah, I own Cyberpunk too, but it's single player. Yeah. I play single player. Yeah. I try to keep a single player because otherwise Mork
Just play
asks
as
me
a
to play with them.
Play us a trailer of what? Whistler? I'll get copyright strike. Destiny is there we go. I completely agree with you. See, all of a sudden that game with kindness has gone out the window. because we're like, that game sucks, and all the people who play it suck. No I'm kidding. Whistler just offended everybody that's into Destiny. Darth Sean is busy crying on the floor.
I'm gonna go write a letter now.
Plays a trailer of Diablo. Oh, okay, maybe. Oh, yeah, I'll just do the thing that I did with you last time. I'll just show Diablo. Oh, God, no, I can't even spell. I'll just show you the thing like I did when Whistler was on. Like I showed it on stream. On Steam. Sorry, Steam.
So yeah, Matthew dropped the trailer for the Toxic Avenger.
What? The
Yeah,
Toxic Avenger.
I don't know if it's a joke or a parody, but it's got Peter Dinklage in it as the Toxic Avenger. It's just really weird.
Wait, man, I saw a trailer. Oh, did you see the trailer for Dexter with Peter Dinklage in?
Yeah, it's the new one.
I haven't seen that trailer. I was going like, I didn't want to see it, and then it popped on the side. I was going like, no, don't, and I couldn't get the mouse in time, and then I really love Dexter. Please don't ruin Dexter. Don't ruin my Dexter.
Remember the one where he's in the snow with this kid that didn't do so great?
Yeah. I wasn't crazy about that one.
And then, so obviously, when he falls asleep, like maybe he gets shot in the end.
Yeah. No, don't. No spoilers.
No, you know this. The fuck, it's back in the
The
days,
chat doesn't. What if they want to watch it now?
It's so old. If they haven't watched it yet, get over it.
It's like 2 years old.
It's old, buddy. It's old. Get over it. Because then they did the series where he's younger, right?
Yeah.
And that takes place while he's in the bed because he's thinking about his life.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. He it goes back in time
when he wakes up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Dexter's Matthew.
Dexter,
what?
Meh. The original Dexter's great. The new one.
I like Dexter.
Meh.
Yeah, it's a bit meh. Like here's Diablo, Dashon. So this basically like from the top, like that. You're like a single character. You group up and you just go wreck stuff. It's super fun, dude. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's just walk out. All of a sudden, just like you walk out of the town and you just get decimated by like monsters. Nowhere. What up, babes? Where have you been the whole night? Don't you love me anymore? Say my name, Bits. Just Faints Instigato. Charmaine is in the house. Take that back. Yes, Reese, you tell him. Take that back, Matthew.
I really want Reese to go shoot Whistler with a Nerf gun again.
Yeah, you should just shoot him. Well, he did call her a cow. I think he should do something.
Because he insulted Destiny too. I mean, I don't think it's a great game, but I enjoy playing it. It just gives me something to do. But now I want him to go.
Brian, now you've got 2 games you can play. I think he's quite fun. I'll jam with you. Start downloading it already because obviously your dial-up is going to take a couple of days, right? Oh, vampires are better. What vampires? What are we talking about? I love vampires. See, that's the thing. It's like we were just talking about this whole thing with Superman. It's like I remember in the 90s you could do a standalone movie and it would be great. It would be like not even 2 hours long. It would be an epic thing. Now I've watched like a series where I'm like fucking 5 episodes in. I'm like, wow, this still sucks. When are we getting to anything fun? And it just doesn't.
Reese, don't ever stop with the Nerf gun, please. Just what you could do is you could record shooting Whistler with the Nerf gun, and then post it on Discord for us.
No. The thing is, she needs to up the ante a little bit. Yeah, the Nerf gun. I mean, it's like little plasticky things.
I don't want to kill Whistler. What do you want to like?
No,
paintball style.
Yeah, maybe something that puts a bit of a punch. Oh, you know what? Reese, instead of shooting with a paintball gun, my grandma used to do this thing, right? If I was naughty, she would pinch me behind at the back of my arm here, but just like with her nails, she would just dig into this flesh here, like the little fatty part, just by your armpit, but on the back of your arm, and she would pinch the shit out of that. I would scream like 7 little girls. That's how painful it was. You should do that.
I'm laughing at Whistler.
What's he saying?
Darth, can we not? Because she will.
You know what? The first listen. As soon as Taser Hose is developed, the first one that's getting the demo model is Reese. Just obviously, just like we're gonna.
104, can you glue tags to the front of the Nerf dots? Yes, sir.
Bro, that is awesome. There we go. You need to up the ante because you know what I think, because this is the thing is the entire conversation with Whistler started over fetish stuff, right? This whole vibe with the feeding people.
Yeah, the beating people. Yeah. Maybe he likes it.
Listen, yeah, you don't just have a whole wall collection of Nerf guns, right? Hear me out, guys. He's got a wall of Nerf guns.
It could be a thing.
I think that's his thing. You know what I think happens? I think she ties him up in the bed, and then she comes in like going like, "I've got you," like surrender. And he's like, "Oh no, please don't!" And then she just like shoots him, and then like, and then she's like, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And it like really gets him. Like that's his thing, you know. He's like, "Oh no," you know, like. Like they're like, you know, the sexy time, and then she's got the handgun Nerf gun to his head while they're like, you know, listen, I'm imagining exactly. It's kinky.
Reese is asking, are you seeing my comments?
I am seeing a comment. Wait, I kind of didn't look because I didn't want you to interrupt me.
You guys know that the Nerf gun takes AAA batteries. It's the same size as the fun bullets.
Oh shit! So the Nerf gun is her thing. Oh, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. So that's why he's got the collection of Nerf guns. She likes the Nerf gun. Oh god! I hope you wash those Nerf guns if people come over. Listen, sorry, my brain just goes there. It's like a little kid comes over, you're like, oh shit, no, we used it last night. And it's like, oh no, that one went like this, and he's like, oh, licking the Nerf gun. You're like, oh god, what is Sorry, my brain just goes. That's why I always used to like. I was always just it would be funny. Yeah. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, like drugs and children. I just love those. Like, what was the one with like, what's that movie with Harold and Kumar? Yeah. Where they go to this party and then they just like, you know, and the little kid gets like just coked up. Just like that's the funniest. I just love that. And he gets high in the car.
Is it Euro Trip where the guy gets to the guy's house and the little kid dresses up like Hitler? And he's walking.
I think so, yeah. I think it's the whole family, yeah.
Yeah. And he walks around like Hitler, and he's like doing the salute, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?"
So it looks like. See, listen, this is the thing here. Like, these are kinky people. Yeah, I mean, this is. Where do you think Whistler found this whole fucking bird feeding bullshit? It's like their Nerf gun collection. I don't even know what goes on in that house there.
Oh man!
Yeah, so the funny thing is, you don't like. I was checking out. I saw Whistler stream for last night. I was like watched a little bit of it today, and I was going like you don't see Reese, and he's very happy. Like at one stage, like he's smiling a lot, and I'm going like, I don't see Reese. I wonder where she is. Maybe she's off to the side, and she's got like. Just imagine. Like, luckily, Whistler is in cybersecurity because I bet you there is a treasure trove of just like Reese with like naked with like Nerf guns, you know, like that, like yeah, fucking, you know.
Oh my god!
But there's a thing. Listen, like that. I'm just saying that's like if shit goes down, right? And like maybe she's in like a hair cutting accident, like where the Chinese chick just loses her mind and she cuts Reese and like cuts her hand, like maybe a tendon on her hand. She can't fucking like now she's got a funny hand. She can't do hair cutting anymore. Then she can do like OF, but only Nerf gun stuff, you know? I don't know. Fuck, I don't want to. It's so these are weird. Jokes, Whistler.
No.
Matthew. I don't even know what that says. German people, I don't know what that says. I have no idea. I don't support that. 50 Shades of Nerf gun. Oh god, you guys are fucking awesome. I love this chat. Are you Dashron, are you downloading Diablo?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for this conversation to end so that I can go.
To eat and eat
Yeah,
and
I
then
gotta go
download. I
eat
hope
and do stuff. Yeah.
Oh god, I hate you. I hate you so much. Why can't you just download it immediately?
Do you know why? Because I'm
Google
gonna turn the
Translate.
PlayStation on, and you're gonna be like, "What's that sound in the background?"
What's your smoke alarm that you haven't put batteries in? Talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? It's your PlayStation being loud?
Yeah.
What did Matthew translate? You know, somebody told me like, "Oh, get one of those KIF keyboards, that like the mechanical keyboards," and it's like, it's fucking, it's I don't know, it's. I feel very, I feel very uncomfortable. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to take you there. See, like I've scared away Whistler and Reese now. Guys, I was just joking, man. I was just, you know.
Yeah, he said just now.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Where are the batteries, Darth?
It's all good.
So he's gonna walk away later and going, wait, Mork was thinking of my wife naked. Like, no, I wasn't. I was posing hypothetical. I didn't picture her.
He was. That's exactly what he.
I have
what he does after the show. He phones me and he's like, "Yes, she's a belter, man. She's so good." And he just tunes me, and I'm like, "Dude,
you're
like,
making it worse. You're making this worse."
Stop talking about his wife like that. I try to be the voice of reason.
I'm not talking about his wife. I was posing hypotheticals. You are such a douchebag. You're making this worse.
Am I? Is it? Oh, see, they're into it.
Fuck.
Yeah, look at it. Oh my god, it takes a lot more to scare us.
No, listen.
Man.
Before we, I've got to end it because I'm getting late. So I'll tell you a funny story, right? So this is long ago. Like we were playing a show on New Year's. It was Rock the River. I can't remember what year it was. Everything's fuzzy, right? So we played a show. The boys are in, where are they? They're in Durban doing a show. I'm in Cape Town. They're going to do the New Year's show. The night before New Year's, boys were doing a show in Joburg. They flew through. I was at the venue already. So I invite my friends. Listen, let's go organize them comps, like, festival day, 2-day, like a 2-day festival thing. KIF vibe, like, punk bands, rock bands, all this shit. Fuck Off was there. Everybody, it's a fun vibe. And I remember, like, oh fuck, so like there was a tie fuck up with like the money thing didn't work, so it was like we had to go like drive to the closest town was Gouda. So we drove to this little town.
I know this one.
Bro, it's insane. We drive to this little town. We get there. We're like, okay, where's like? Oh, they don't have a bank teller. We're like, what? What do you mean? So we drive. We just can't find them. There's these people in like an Audi, and we're like, hey, he's like a guy and a chick. We're like, hey, sorry, do you know where that like a nearest teller is? Like, no. Go to the other town. It's like 10 minutes the other side. We're like, oh, okay, shit, fuck, cool. So we drive, and all of a sudden they come driving up beside us, and my buddy starts driving faster, and they just go away. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, a little bit of a dice thing, whatever. Like, on our way. Next thing, we're like, in the distance, we see this BMW parked diagonally across the fucking road. We're like, oh shit, like they maybe had a crash or something. Yeah. So we get there, like, oh, hey, listen here, guys, what are you guys doing? We just have like our house is right here. Didn't you come in for a drink? We're like, sorry, we're strangers. Like we could kill you. Like,
yeah, well,
and they're like, no, come in.
Worried about the fact that they invited you to their house. That's
wait. Now it gets worse. It gets worse. So we get there, we have a quick drink. The chick's, she's cute. The guy's like, probably in there like 25, 24 or something. And we're like, oh, good thing. This is weird. Met us. Like, oh, I'll have a beer. Cool. And start chatting. And then she's like, listen, you guys should sleep over. I was like, hey, we've been here 10 minutes. Wow. What do you mean we should sleep over? She's like, no. Like, let me show you the house. I was like, listen, we'll make a big Christmas bed. I was like, it's like me, my wife, my buddy, his wife, that fiance at the time, my girlfriend and his girlfriend. And then he's like, no, you guys could sleep over. We're like, I was like, and I'm the only sober one because I've got a show later, right? Look, O's are playing. I've got to be, buddy's drunk. Everybody's bit tipsy. I'm the only one and I'm going, wait, this sounds a bit dodgy. And she's like, no, I'm going to build a Christmas bed. No, go get your stuff. You guys can stay here, sleep over. Dude, I swear those people probably have bodies buried in their by the little farm vibe that they have.
Oh my God,
I should actually go and investigate that now. That was so
Like,
weird.
go
I was like,
practice
this
it.
chick
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
like
yeah.
this chick wanted to like have like, you know, fun time with group people.
Swinger vibes.
Yeah, swinger. No, full on swinger vibes.
No, thank
So
you.
weird. But I was like, the thing is like, cool, you do that, but then what if you don't wake up the next morning? Right?
No, you wake up without a kidney.
No, you wake up with no fucking legs.
Yeah. Busy eating.
Yeah, there we go.
Ridiculous.
There's a documentary Joe can go do. You can see if those people are still alive. I probably can find the place
Yeah.
if I go back there. No, it was definitely like it was either like they're Dexters or they're like, you know, swingers, like proper. Like these people were nuts, but they were like, we were there and they're just like, oh no, have another one. It's like they're trying to get us liquored up. They're going, no, but you probably shouldn't drive. You look, but I was like, bitch, I'm fucking sober, and I wasn't driving anyway. But it was very like, no, they had like motive. It was scary. And she almost she was in tears when we left. She's like, no, but you guys should come back and like, yeah, take my number. I'm like,
maybe she
Yeah.
was calling for help.
no, she was like
Maybe-
25. No.
I'm just
She
saying.
was like, you can see in a relationship when the chick's in charge of the guy's in charge. He was small, she was like taller than him, but she could see she was like she wears the pants. You know, it's very sort of submissive kind of dude. Yeah, it was dodgy. And there we go. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the whole time going, fuck. This is where they make you food and you don't wake up the next morning. Or like you do and you're in some fucking cellar tied up and this weird chick is like, I don't know, milking me or something. I don't know what they would do with you. Yeah, I don't want to be milked.
Hectic.
I'm not a cow. Okay, listen, guys, this was absolutely amazing. You are all awesome. Sean, please go download Diablo so we can play something together for once.
Okay, fuck.
And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I think it's going to be cold. It probably is going to be cold, but you guys have a fun weekend doing fun things. And I'm sorry about the stream not on Saturday, but I'm only going to say sorry to Reese because this is what she's now not going to be able to do anything fun at work.
I wanted to hear about
Just-
like, you know, Chinese clan. Hello.
Hello,
Please, can I get a haircut?
Sunfire. Can I have a haircut, please?
Please, haircut, please.
Welcome to Shady Walk. Take your order, please.
Take your order, please. I want some
Oh, God,
guys.
it is so
Hi,
cock.
guys.
It's not even 10, but what do you mean it's not even 10 o'clock? But I was like, we were busy. We were on since 7 o'clock, Natasha.
You.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't
Natasha?
eaten anything. I had a little piece of toast when I got home. I got home
I'm
at
not
like
worried about the
at
eating. All I
6.
want is I want a cup of coffee and a cigarette. Because unlike Mork, I don't smoke.
Yeah, I also
inside the
want to.
house.
I didn't really. I smoked by the window, so I'm like,
Yeah, still, you
I'm
had a
jonesing for a cigarette.
You
Well,
still
I had
had
one.
one. Up and going.
Yeah.
What is it now? 2 hours and 45 minutes without a cigarette.
Oh God, she booked she booked every
The
Saturday.
Chinese lady. Hello.
Hello.
How much hair do you have to cut? Is it just hair? Is it like the other stuff do you do? You just trim the tip every time she comes in.
No, I actually want to. Like, I think we should do a fun thing. I want to do a thing where,
Madeleine, I'm
we-
going to go play with my Nerf gun now.
yeah, I want to do a thing where we've put a camera up by Reese's work, and then we force her to. We have to when she's with the client. We've got it like we're going to make a running commentary, so she's going to cut hair or whatever, and then we're going to
She's
go,
gotta
okay, cool,
listen
Reese,
to our
say
running
this thing,
Yeah,
and she's got to say the thing that we say, and that's
Yeah.
going to be so awesome.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, or even if it's a blow dry. Oh God, is she talking about it? Is she talking about work, or is she talking about something she's going to do to Whistler?
No.
With a Nerf gun.
Well, I mean, like at this point, like I wouldn't.
I don't want to know what blow drying is with a Nerf gun.
No,
Ugh. It sounds messy.
I think she like the chick comes in to trim the tip of her hair.
Oh, trimming the tip. Is that another? That's another like
No, it's like the
porno vibes.
split ends, man. The split end on the end of your. I'm actually. I'm not going to open up this
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Uh,
No, I'm just saying.
no.
This is. I don't know what they're talking about. It sounds like they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that if you actually went to a hairdresser, but you don't. So
I don't. The wife. What do I need for the wife? All I need to do is just shave this.
Yeah.
There we go. You know, like done. I need to style it a little bit. I need to maybe dye a bit of color in my hair. Darth says tip. Yeah, exactly. Just the tip. It's just to blow dry the hair. Yeah, you say that. I don't know. You guys are talking in code here, Reese. That could be. It could mean something completely different. They could say, "Hey, baby, we blow dry," and he's like, "Fine, I've got the big Nerf gun. I'm ready." I know what that means. I'm like imagining like Whistler's there on the bed with a Nerf gun, like a fucking ball gag in his mouth. And he's like, you can't hear him. And he's like, bro dry. You know, he's like, I don't know. Who knows what's going on? Bro dry.
That's what they do.
God. Okay, thank you. Guys, sorry. I'm starving and it's such a long day at work. You guys are all awesome. Thank you very, very much. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love the chat. And big up to Joe. Fucking such a legend, dude. Even though, you know.
Reese, she doesn't say blow dry. She says bro dry.
Yeah, thanks to Joe for pulling in, even though it was after Gareth Cliff. And like, I'm going to go watch the show with Gareth Cliff. And like, you guys heard him. He said on the show that he mentioned my name quite a few times with Gareth Cliff. On live on the show. So if you guys go watch it and you don't see that, then we know Joe's an absolute liar. Then I think the whole standing ground thing is just maybe just a big lie. I don't know. Okay, you guys are fucking absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. Darth Sean, any last words?
No, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah, it's gonna be my thing from now on.
Just the tip. Darth Data Sean with his just the tip. Yes. Okay, thanks so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks. And see you guys on Monday night, 8 o'clock. Maybe I can do it a little bit earlier, like quarter to 8, if you're cool with that, Darth Sean.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. See you guys on Monday. Have an absolutely epic weekend and cheers.